Tez.
Welcome to the Tezdown. Welcome.
I'm the Tez.
Mic check 1 2. Welcome. Welcome to the Tezdown.
Party time.
Welcome to the Tezdown. It's Monday morning. You know what that means? We have a special show for you today. I am Tez24, and this is the Tezdown. And I said we. By we, I meant my buddies. These two. It's Menage Monday, y'all. Yeah.
Oh, hold on.
It's Menage Monday.
Oh, hi.
Yeah. What's up? I got Conversations with Soft Rain in the building.
Hey, y'all. Hey.
Everybody give a shout out to Conversations with Soft Rain. How you doing, Ray?
I'm good. It's Monday.
Feeling real
All good on Monday.
And we got Mikey Famine in the building from the BIM podcast.
Mikey.
What's going on, Mikey? How you doing? I might see that background you got there. I'm black, y'all. I'm back, y'all.
That's my background, like on my desktop. So then when I'm doing my stream and I have to share a screen or whatever, and they see my background, they're like, "What is that?" I was like, "Just look up, just go on YouTube and go to In Living Color, and you will see it."
Guys, today's topic of today, we're going to start off with the name of today's episode is that you can see scrolling at the bottom of the screen is Cutting Ties Permanently. We're going to go through a lot of different things about what cutting ties is going to be like. We're going to start off early with some stats and some metrics on dating apps. We're going to move through, as you guys can see in the description of the video, we're going to move through and see what's happening in the city of Chicago. And then we're going to get to a little bit more of our meat and potatoes of the episode, and we're going to check out this growing beef between Stephen A. Smith and Terrell Owens, and what Terrell Owens has to say about the things that Stephen A. has been saying about him and about the type of person that he is. As always, we have time for surprises, and I definitely do. So without further ado, let's get on to our first video of the day. Well, you know what? Before we even get on to the first video, let's do a roll call. Let's get everybody up here for that. Let's do a roll call on this. We got Mikey Famine in the building. Howdy, partners. We got Holly, man. What's up? See you back. What's up? Elbows up, Canada. That's what's up. What's up? Put your elbows up, side to side. What's up, Uncle Plug TV? Uncle Plug is in the building, y'all. How you doing, Uncle Plug? Uncle Plug said, like a cholo. That sounds kinky.
You said menage or whatever you said.
No.
Uncle Plug said, "What's happening, Mikey?" Immediately afterwards.
I'm not responsible.
TV. What it be like? What it be like for Mikey? You know, hey guys, how are y'all doing? Thank you if you guys came over from the Taco Verse. I do appreciate y'all following me over here. And not just on the Taco Verse. We are live right now, and we're gonna get it cracking early. Mind you, there's a couple of things that I definitely want to talk about while we're doing this, but we're gonna keep it moving, right? Meow.
Find true love in this little device, or is it all just a game of illusion made to steal from our wallets?
Finding love in 2015 is so different than it was even 10, 20 years ago.
Tinder is like Zillow for people.
This service caters to those who are very well off.
It costs $499.
So what will Tinder look like in another
Can you take my comment down?
It's September of 2012, and two 27-year-olds decided to build an app for the app. The idea is simple. Solve a problem every college student faces: rejection. The only problem is that very solution would change the way we interact with each other forever, trapping an entire generation behind paywalls, expecting more than reality, and manipulating their brain chemistry, all in hopes of finding true love. But after billions of dollars and investors demanding stronger returns, these apps have been forced to charge you more, offer you less matches, and keep you online for as long as possible. So let me show you how we got to this dystopian reality, how it's affecting your life more than you might realize, and how one corporation controls it all. But as their stock price continues to drop like a rock, they're scrambling to collect the pieces and convince you to date a robot instead. When you start a business, the most important thing to do is to align your incentives with your customers. So if your customer wins, you win. This not only creates trust between the customer and your business, but it also creates a common goal for the two of you to work towards. However, with dating apps, the incentives are completely misaligned. Let's take a look at how this might play out. This is John, and he just downloaded Meet Me, the newest dating app on the market. He fills out his profile, adds the best 5 photos he can find, and starts.
Have any of you guys heard about Meet Me yet?
Not Meet Me, but I know about all the others. Bumble, Hinge, Match. What's the rest of them?
Plenty of Fish.
Plenty of Fish. Ooh,
People
Plenty of
using
Fish.
Plenty of Fish.
Farmer Hookup, or what they
Well, you got,
Farmer's Wife.
you got Black Planet. I don't know if that's still around.
Nah, they gone. They've been gone.
It's called something else. Is it called Black People Meet, or it's called something else now?
I remember Tagged.
Mm-hmm.
What else do they have?
Muslims got their own version.
Christian Mingle.
Hindus got their own version.
Farmers Only. All right.
Start swiping. In the perfect world, the Meet Me algorithm would serve John the best matches for his profile, thus landing him countless dates and hopefully his one true love within the first month or 2 of dating. But as anyone who's been on the dating apps knows, that's just not the case. Over the next couple of days, John hops on the app every now and then, but eventually gets tired of the disappointment every time he loads the page. But right when John is about to give up on Meet Me and delete it, he gets a match. The girl he matched with doesn't actually end up returning his message, but the dopamine spike he got from seeing the match successfully pulls John back into the app. What he doesn't realize is that all of this has been specifically engineered behind the scenes to keep John on Meet Me for as long as possible. Meet Me might say their mission is to find you the love of your life, and in theory, their complex algorithms and AI analysis should be pretty accurate when it comes to finding matches. After all, these dating algorithms have been around since the 60s and have only gotten better and better at matching people, which we'll get to in a minute. But in reality, Meet Me's job isn't actually to find John the perfect match. Instead, they're trying to pull him deeper and deeper into their monetization pit through boosts, likes, upgrades, or extra swipes. And their main concern is keeping John on the app for as long as possible. Because after all, we're just humans. Our brains are wired to find a mate, and when you combine that with dopamine manipulation, you've got the perfect storm to trap an entire generation. And if this kind of manipulation feels familiar, it's because it's everywhere, not just in dating apps. Algorithms control what we see, what we get mad about, and even how we vote. That's why I started using Ground News. It doesn't try to guess what I want to read. It just shows how every side is reporting the same story all over the world. No political.
So Ground News is sponsored, guys. Like, do not fall for it. But everybody think they slick with it.
You know what I hate is clouds. And what's the opposite of clouds? Ground News. I'm like, God, these horrible lead-ins.
Exactly.
Announced. It was reported across 27 different news sources. But as you can see, depending on which news source you're reading, you might get a completely different conclusion. The left-leaning source and to Ground News for supporting the channel. Now let's take a step back and look at where this whole online dating thing even began. In 1965, 2 Harvard grads had an idea after a night out. Jeff Thur and Von Morrill wanted to see if a computer could find them the perfect date. They went around campus and handed out a 75-point questionnaire. The questionnaire covered topics like hobbies, education, physical appearance, and specific situational events. Participants were told to answer the questions twice, once for themselves and once for their ideal partner. They would then feed all of the responses into an IBM machine, and each participant would receive 5 matches. But all they got was the names and their phone numbers. Everything else was up to them to figure out. Compatibility Research Inc. charged just $3 to submit a questionnaire and find your perfect match, which is about $30 in 2025 terms. So it wasn't necessarily cheap, but Operation Match would go on to inspire the entire world of online dating, with Match.com most notably coming around in 1995. The founder, Gary Kremen, saw business potential in charging men for access to women's email address and pictures, which is a tale as old as time. By adding in algorithmic matching, Match.com would pair individuals based on the basic information that they uploaded to their profile, similar to Operation Match. But now that they weren't running on old IBM machines, they could actually build a real algorithm. This idea proved to be a success, with Match.com being acquired in 1998 for $7 million and then sold again in 1999 for $50 million to Ticketmaster of all places. Why Ticketmaster? Well, at the time, Ticketmaster's goal was to become the one-stop shop for a singles night out. So it made sense to combine the biggest online dating site with the biggest event ticketing platform, which was just the beginning of the monopolization of your dating life. But before we get to that,
So, I mean, from the beginning of this, I can already see that these dating apps are not being used to actually help you find people to date.
What? Why would you say, look, give me your money? And I'm telling you this, give me your money. I said, now this is going to find you. Give me your money. You're a perfect match unless you don't give me your money. Give me your money.
Well, you could give me your money or be alone forever.
Do you want to die alone in a ditch? Then
Single.
give me your $30.
Have y'all ever used dating apps before?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
I did.
Yeah. I'm pretty useless. It was kind of a waste of time at the end. Like in that 4 or 5 year period in my like mid 20s. Just all kind of felt stupid. It felt like it wasn't working. So
In the
like,
mid-20s,
I'll just not do this.
Here's the main problem. The majority of people who matched on dating apps were with people that they knew adjacently already.
Right. They friends of friends anyway.
Right. They were people that like you saw but you didn't talk to. They were people that like might have been a couple of years younger than you at school, but as an adult, well, she's 21. I'm 24. I'm 25. You know, that's what was going on. And now it's even worse. I believe Facebook, Tons of Mice has returned. Tons of Mice. I gotta shout you out. I ain't seen you in so long.
Careful what you read from Tons, because Tons is a comedian. So
yes. Tons, I remember when Tons of Mice first showed up, and I was so confused. But now, what's up, Tons of Mice? I bought a ticket for my third wife, but the sound was so bad, I couldn't really see her. Welcome back, Tons of Mice. It's been great. Glad that you're here. Uncle Plug said, this is really interesting. The world is super creepy, filled with people who can't find anyone, but can find you.
I embarrassingly admit that I was on Facebook dating at one point, but it just seemed as though
why?
I don't know. Just because I don't really go out to meet people. I don't.
Is there still stigma about online dating?
I have no idea.
I don't think anybody cares anymore.
You don't think so?
No, I don't think anybody cares.
But you know, there were so many people that on the Facebook dating app, there were so many people that knew somebody that I knew because of that algorithm. So it was like I could easily find their profile and see who they really were. But you know, I don't think it's tough.
Do you think that you got played more because of online dating or because of meeting people in real life?
I think it's kind of equal. It just depends on the person that you're meeting.
Okay. What's up, Cassie? Cassie's in the building. What's up? We got Miss Elby in here.
Hey,
These are beautiful humans. Hey. I like being called beautiful. I really do. Mikey, obviously, with the shout out. Howdy. You know, you know, I would believe that these dating sites are equivalent to the best representative version of you on social media.
No, because they lie. Everybody lies on their profiles. They lie.
You're representing
anything to get you in the door.
What's up? What's up? Perpetuators. I like unmaskings. What's up, T? How you doing? T is in the building, y'all. I believe Rain, you got a message from T yesterday.
I did, and I appreciate her subscribing to me too, and I returned the favor. So I really appreciate that.
Hit that like button, y'all. It is free. It's the best way to support us and push us forward.
Share the stream too.
No. Hold on. Uncle Plug is wrong. Hold on. Uncle Plug is wrong. It's only free for the next 10 minutes. We charge an after. No, fuck
Free
it.
for the
No,
next
I'm
10 minutes.
tired. I'm tired of it. I'm
$3.99.
charging $20 per like after 5 minutes.
It's funny
$20.
that you would say that while pointing directly at the tags underneath that are scrolling on the ticker.
While supplies last, y'all better get your likes in now because I'm gonna start.
Yeah.
I'm
I don't
telling
have
you,
1,000
as soon
subscribers
as
yet.
that timer hit 20 minutes, I'm charging $20.
For every like.
On that Roxy. What's up, Roxy? How you doing? Glad to see you in the
Hey,
building.
Roxy.
It's a full house in here today, y'all. How
It
y'all
is.
doing? Y'all making me feel all bubbly inside. And
Don't do it.
no,
That's gas.
Hey, I do not need Maylocks today. Algorithm awareness. Yeah, that's what's up. Guys, like, so YouTube, not going on a little small tangent because it's my show and I can do what I want. YouTube has a rule about monetization. You guys can't super chat me yet. You need to get to 1,000 subscribers. Or is it 500 for super chats, Mikey?
I think.
No, for super chats, it's 5.
But then the watch hours are how many?
4,000.
So I mean, we're doing great on watch hours. We're doing great on people that are viewing. We're getting thousands of views. We're doing great. But the thing is, the people who are viewing, you guys have to subscribe. You guys have to share it, subscribe it, send it out to people, and let them know to subscribe to us. I believe the Ben podcast only has 10 more subscribers left before they reach 1,000. I'm just trying to get to 500. We're halfway there, y'all. We had 250 something. We're halfway there. If we can get that, then you guys can super chat. But in the meantime, I have Zelle and Cash App at the bottom and all of my other socials if you guys want to donate to the things that make the Tezdown work. And the Tezdown will be working with or without, just letting you guys know. He said Minaj Mondays. It is funny because that is part of the show today. Nicki Minaj is a part of the show today. We're going to move that on. So to later on into the end of the episode, we're going to close out with the Nicki Minaj segment, just letting you guys know. But yes, it is a Minaj, and it is today on Monday. Let's keep going with our video so we can move on.
All right.
Should look at how those free apps could be adding hundreds of dollars to your monthly budget, because the business model of dating apps is pretty unique. When Match.com first launched in 1995, they charged a simple subscription fee of $9.95 per month. That would give you access to the platform so you could start mingling with other singles right away. But as dating sites moved from bulky computers to inside of your pocket, the game had to change. Instead of making you pay right away to sign up, the dating apps were free to use. Simply download the app and just start swiping. But once you swipe a few too many times, you're hit with this. And if you want to swipe more, you can just pay a little bit extra. Or if you're really committed to finding love, you can sign up for a subscription plan. For example, Tinder offers 3 tiers plus an invite-only plan starting at $500 per month. Want to know what you get for $500 per month? You get a prioritized profile and a special select badge. Oh, and you get the ability to direct message anyone on the platform without even matching with them, which kind of completely goes against the entire purpose of Tinder and their mutual matching promise that keeps people you're not interested in out of your inbox. But as we know, with most software companies, the almighty dollar is hard to resist. And if they can put something out there that people will pay an absurd amount for, they probably will. Unlike most digital apps that rely on advertising dollars, dating apps only drive a small percentage of their revenue through advertising, which means they need to get pretty creative with how they get you to spend more. And sometimes they get a little bit too creative. In fact, depending on where you live or how old you are, you might be paying more than you think. Not because you're getting more, but because Tinder's algorithm decided that you could afford it. In one study, users over 30 were charged 5 times more than those in their 20s. And in California, Tinder was forced to pay out $17 million in an age discrimination lawsuit, which they tried to argue against by saying they were just making the app features more accessible for younger individuals who don't make as much as those over 30. Either way, there's one thing for certain. These apps don't make money when you find love. In fact, they almost have to rely on you not finding love in order to stay in business. The longer you're single, the more swipes you burn.
I have been saying this for years. If you are paying money to dating apps, you are 100% ensuring that you will stay single. Shout out to KK is in the building. K, you've been showing up everywhere lately. I appreciate you so much.
Definitely.
Yeah, like let's just keep it real, guys. Let's just keep it real. If you're paying
That's the
money
only way
to
that they're staying in business, if not finding somebody, because when you find somebody, of course you're gonna cancel that subscription because why do I need it?
Exactly. Why do you need a subscription?
You muted Mikey.
Yeah,
Mikey
as
Mikey
from
muted
the
himself.
child screaming. Yeah, I'm just get with this young lady, and we're gonna start this relationship, and then I'm just gonna keep my Tinder subscription, and then I will be right back on Tinder looking for some. You better get rid of that Tinder, boy. I'm talking about second date. You better get rid of that profile. It better be off the site because she looking.
What is the balance of men being on dating websites primarily to find poom poom and not an actual relationship? What's the
Well, I think that's a myth.
You think it's a myth?
I have data.
But yeah, Mikey has the data. We were anticipating these types of questions before we started today.
Forbes.com says, and this is from an article by Emily Fairs, Dating Statistics and Facts. And this is really
same one that I have.
Yes, and
okay,
if you want to pull it up, yeah.
Yep.
And this the first paragraph here says most single men and women between the ages of 18 and 34, 53% and 68%. Respectively, say they want a romantic relationship. So yes, some are looking for the hookup, but I think a lot of people are legitimately, because I mean, you don't really need to pay Tinder $30. You could just buy 2 drinks at the bar and you in the same club. You in the same club.
If you guys would do me the pleasure on Menage Monday.
Stop. That's not a thing. That's not a thing.
It is not a thing.
Don't make it a thing. It's not a thing.
Looking to my left. You guys can see. So we had this data pulled up. Thanks to the courtesy of Mikey for a little bit of research. According to the 2025 data from online dating platforms, Matches Singles in America survey of 5,000 single people completed in partnership with researchers from the Kinsey Institute. 46% of people surveyed are ready for a long-term relationship. A small percentage, 8%, believe that being single is socially frowned upon. Dating is expensive, with the average cost being about $213 per month, and active daters spending over $300 per month dating. The same survey shows there's a certain amount of romance in the year. 73% of single surveys say they believe in romantic love can last forever. 69% of participants report that they believe in destiny. 63% of men say they're romantic, as do 58% of women. 51% of those surveyed think that there is one perfect match out there for them. How many people are single? If you're simply looking at people who aren't married, the way single is defined on tax forms, for example, about 49% of U.S. adults aged 15 and older are unmarried. According to, I hope most of the 15-year-olds are unmarried in America. According to the U.S. Census Bureau, if you define single as people who aren't married, living with a partner, or in a committed romantic relationship, then that figure drops to 30%. According to data from the Pew Research Center, a nonpartisan organization specializing in public opinion polls, demographic research, and other data-driven social science research to inform the public about issues and trends. The Pew Research Center also says adults under 30 represent the age group with the highest percentage of single people at approximately 47%. That is much higher than it was when I was under that age group. The next largest group of singles include people 65 and older, with 39% being single. And as you guys can guess, that is due to a lot of reasons. A lot of them being their older ages.
Yeah.
We could continue with this in a little bit, but let's go back to the questions that we had going on here. You asked, and I'm going to tell you, from the people that I know, most of them, if not all of them that I've seen so far, they want to be in a relationship and they want to be married. They want to have kids, or they just want to have their perfect partner that they can be with and not have too many issues with. You know what I mean? They want to be able to go on dates, have sex, and I'm saying it. They want to be able to, take the cute picture. Even if you're not posting it, they want to be able to do that. That is most people. Most people believe in romance. Thanks, Lucky. How you doing, man? It's been a while since I've seen you. I'm glad to see you up in here. I mean, obviously, I haven't been live on Twitch in quite a long time, but we are right here. We are right back, and we are doing the thing on the Tezdown today, y'all. It's Menage Monday, y'all. We going with it. It's Menage Monday. We got 3 people in here. That's a menage a trois. Yes, let's get it going. And Nicki Minaj is going to be making an appearance in some ways on the show today. Maybe not in person, but hey, her digital likeness is going to be used. I'm just letting y'all know that now. And no one can stop me. Again, they cannot stop me. All right. The old people have wisened up. Says Tons of Mice. I cannot disagree with you at all, Tons. At all. We got Tons of Mice. Hey, can we get tons of onions in here? Can we? No.
I think that men who don't know how to approach women, like out and about, they typically use dating apps, or who are not confident in approaching women out and about, or simply people who are like me, who are introverts, who really don't do the outside thing too much, or who do. I prefer not to be approached by any man when I'm out, especially with my homegirl.
So here's my question: if men cannot approach you when you're out, how can they approach you? Hold on.
I don't know.
I got something for you. Boom.
I think I'm gonna forever be single. Somebody gonna have to come snatch me up.
That's illegal.
Huh?
That is illegal.
What, to come snatch me up?
Yeah.
Somebody, I mean, I don't know. It's tough. Dating is tough. Being single is tough. A lot of people say dating is single and it's not. Tess, why you still got me up here by myself?
Hey, this is your time.
No. Oh man. You want me to read some of these comments for you?
I got you right now.
How can somebody snatch you up if you don't want to be approached? It's not that I don't want to be approached. I usually don't go out by myself. I don't want to be approached when I'm out with my homegirls.
That's not true. She lying. Objection, Your Honor.
Right. I mean, because I don't go out to look for anybody. Maybe if somebody slips me their number, then I might, but Lucky said I'm shooting myself in the foot here. Yeah, that's probably why I'm still single too. One of the reasons. So,
let me ask you, since I got you on First Street right now. Let me ask you. I'm not a woman.
Okay.
As less obvious in the world. I am not a woman.
The mustache really threw me off, Cortez.
So I hope the hairs of my chin help
you know what I mean? It really tricked me.
If you were going to be out and a guy approached you while you were out with your girlfriends, how would you take that? Especially if he was a guy that was like decently looking, in your opinion.
But how is he approaching me?
Hello, miss. My name is Charles Schwab Jr., and I would like to buy you a drink. You are rather dashing with your crimson hair and this outfit that you have on today.
She finna call the police, Cortez.
No, I would say sure. Thank you.
I'm simply smitten by your beauty, not your booty.
Cut to Mikey Cam. I'm finna watch it. Soft rain. Cortez, get ready to do the back and forth. Get your production hat on.
I got you. Let's do this.
All right, come on. I'm finna approach. Hold on. Hey, girl.
Hey, how you? What's up?
I'm thirsty and you're going to buy me a drink. Tell me why.
Why should I buy you a drink, sir?
Because you're better than you are sitting here with your girls. Y'all got all this. I see your hair, your nails, your outfit. I see all this. Y'all, I believe in equal rights and I want you to buy me a drink. Bud Light, please. Gina bias. No, but I need you to buy me a drink. Look, y'all are too successful, and I'm just over here basking in the glory. So I will take a what's a funny drink? I will take a mint julep, a gin and tonic. I can't do my thing when there's stuff on the screen because then I start reading it.
I'm the same way.
I'm like, I'm not acting because I'm reading the thing.
Cover up the comment.
I'm getting new lines on set. But look, and also they're about to play I just requested a song on the jukebox and you're gonna dance with me. It is Achy Breaky Heart, and I need you to go ahead and tell your girls to watch your purse or whatever. Are you ready to go? What's the hold up? Here, let me move the chair out the way. Literally how I got my wife. I walked up to her concert and they were playing music in between the songs or in between the bands. And I said, I need to sing this to somebody. And I just grabbed her. Tell us, don't you swipe left on me, goddammit. That works on everybody. Come on back, Ted. Yo, the Billy Ray Cyrus never misses, K, or Backstreet Boys. It was Backstreet Boys for my wife. I didn't know she had a huge Backstreet Boys thing. I just ran up to her and started singing Backstreet Boys.
Soft Rain has a question. Roxy has a question for Soft Rain. She says, "Is it the technique in how they approach, though?"
I would think so. Yes.
Miss Elby says, "I'm sold already, Mikey." Melting. I am not a woman equals the top response from women you message on dating apps.
Oh no.
They said, just don't say nothing no more.
Joey Land 6623 says, "That's not how that works, girls. Just don't go around saying I want you to buy me a drink. If a girl wants to buy you a drink, she'll buy you one."
I've definitely seen a drink. I seen a drink across the bar before.
You have?
Yeah.
How did it work?
I mean, I don't think he was interested. I just sent the drink that way because if he was interested, I think he would have came. He did stop by and say thank you for the drink.
He was married to conversation. He was married to the motherfucker. Knew he wasn't supposed to be out.
He probably was. I didn't see him.
Ain't no man not approaching. He married. He was like, "Oh,
you're telling me
that's one of her girlfriends. Let me just go ahead and slide up out of here."
He didn't have conversations with Soft Rain.
No, he did not.
That's his problem. That's his main problem.
I sent a drink over to him. I found him attractive. I said, "Well, I'm gonna buy him a drink." So I sent a drink over his way. I told the bartender whatever he's having, send it that way, put it on my table.
So you didn't write your number on a napkin?
No, I didn't.
They only do that in movies?
We all got cell phones now.
Look, I'm not about to send her my RFID tag so that she could just. I'm not doing that.
Hold your phone up to mine. Hell no, scamming ass. Look, no, get off me. Get off
me. How they do it now? Give me the bump. You know, no.
Yeah. Nah, you ain't
phone bump. You want phone bump? Yeah, we call it bump of uglies where I'm from.
You better hit
Menage Monday.
You better hit the top of that toilet in the bathroom. You trying to bump? You ain't bumping my shit. Just
we
my
got
RFID.
Passport Sco in the building. What's up, Sco? How you doing?
Yo.
Lucky said, "Got to multitask, Mikey."
Man, this little girl is going crazy over here as soon as we went live.
Ollie Man says, "What's up, Ollie?" So takeaway. Mikey just walked up to a girl and asked her to buy him a drink.
Right.
And then told her it's because she has money and he doesn't. Because I don't see that working.
Y'all don't understand. Men, everything you know about women is wrong. Do the opposite. The shit works. Do the opposite.
Hitting her with the Billy Ray Cyrus.
Don't make me put on Old Town Road or something. The goofier the song, the better. As soon as you can break their defenses with being a goofball, you in there.
Oh yeah. Tons of Mice says, "I don't use dating apps." Oh no. Ollie Man was talking to Tons of Mice. "I don't use dating apps. Is swiping left the way to say rejected?" Yes.
I'll never see this again, is what that says.
Lucky said, "F a drink."
Sends a wings.
Oh man, if you sent mozzarella cheese sticks over to a table full of girls, you might have a wife at the end of the night. I've never
seen a lady turn down food at a bar.
Not some cheese sticks or some.
I ain't never seen them turn down food. They eat calamari. They over here eating fried pickles. You know.
Right. I'm saying that might be better than sending a drink anyway, because women don't trust drinks from men for good fucking reasons. So sending something from the kitchen might be a better idea.
It could be.
Have some crab brain.
Unless she wants that drink come all the way.
How you doing? Good to see you.
Hey.
Unless she watches that drink come all the way from the bartender to the waitress all the way to her. That's how you do it.
Yeah, never hand a woman a drink.
Yeah, you never. If you don't know her, don't hand her a drink. You let the bartender pour it in front of her. If she doesn't want to go get the drink, and just don't do it. Just don't do it.
Right.
She don't want to be around you. Scott, what's up? What's up? Scott's in the building too.
Hey, Scott.
That's Lost Missionary.
Yeah, that's Scott. We were supposed to have Tim today too, y'all, but you know, Tim's doing Tim stuff. I don't have a video or sound, Tez. You don't?
Oh, no.
It's there. Everybody else seems to be able to hear us. Yeah, refresh it.
Well, he can't hear us saying that, can he?
Yeah, gotta be a universal. Somebody put it in the chat for him to refresh, please. Gotta be a universally liked food though, and make sure not vegetarian.
That's why I think the mozzarella sticks are
yeah, most definitely.
Mozzarella sticks are like unless she's like gluten intolerant or something. Like I don't think she got unless you could see she has celiac, but that's gonna be hard to spot. But you can't go wrong with apps, man. Send a quesadilla over in that motherfucker. Like, who sent this chicken quesadilla?
So, guys,
She'd be like,
we got
extra
one
sour cream
more
and
video
guac.
on this. And before we move on, the dating crisis is supposedly destroying our economy and society. Is this true?
Answer this one question. When was the last time you met someone naturally? No dating apps, not online, but a genuine interaction in the
6
real.
years ago.
I'm guessing for most of you, it was quite a while ago. But if you're in Generation Z, it possibly has never even happened. And that's not
Shout out to Mikey Tim with the flex.
an accident. Most people we see these days are cashiers, co-workers, people rushing around, delivery drivers, people we pass by, not people we get to know. Interactions are often just transactions. Before dating apps turned
Pause it real quick.
a marketplace, the stage was already set years ago.
Have sex with everybody you meet. Press play. That's what I got from this. Just fucking.
Just think about an
everything that
average day. You
moves.
work from home alone, your groceries get delivered, you tap your phone to pay, no words exchanged. Self-checkout at the shops, takeaway dropped to your door by someone who doesn't make eye contact, or maybe doesn't even speak the same language as you. It's so easy to go days without meaningful human interaction. Most interactions you do have are transactional, unless you're one of the lucky few who finds a club, society, or just something to connect with people. And even then, it's probably shoved into a small corner of your routine. We live in a touchless society, and like anything, if you don't use it, you lose it. Intimacy, sex, and love are just no different. And unlimited access to adult content really capitalized on this moment. You just click, consume, and wrap things up, remove your sexual desire, and move on with your day. Super easy, and truly the simplest exchange for pleasure imaginable.
Hey, we got it censored for a reason.
Hey man, my vision not too good. I can see that perfectly. And also, I grew up in the Spice Channel generations. Yo, this is more than enough for like us back in like 91. This was 10 times the video we had.
Mikey is reliving some highlights of his childhood.
If you just squint, man,
I forgot about the Spice Channel altogether.
Like 99 and way up in them high ass channels.
Spice Channel, enlighten me, y'all. What is
That was
this?
because there was no internet, so there was no internet porn. It was like porn channels, and they were like way high up in the numbers, and they would have like snow, and they would have like snow, like the snow would be over the top of it, and you couldn't watch it unless you paid, and you had like a box or whatever, and
I remember that now.
and they would remove the snow, but motherfuckers would be sitting on there trying to squint through the snow. I can see that's a nipple for sure right there.
Terrible.
Broke.
The funniest part is like the pixelated sounds that you would hear.
Really. But it's also shallow, takes away your drive, it's temporary satisfaction with diminishing returns. And like any addiction, you merely fill the gaps without addressing the root causes. And the brain is adapted to all of this. Dating apps started with a promise to breach a gap that most of their founders and investors had started. I mean, get this one. One of the Tinder CEOs left in 2022 and immediately launched Mino, an AI chatbot to fight loneliness. There's now a thriving loneliness economy that Silicon Valley talks about all the time. There are even
an AI chatbot designed. Now, so here's a big one that ties into our previous episode. The person who was running Tinder developed an AI chatbot to defeat loneliness. That means that I guarantee that a good portion of your matches on Tinder are AI.
Gotta be.
No, they're perfect in every way. They're everything I've ever desired.
No, I agree. They gotta be AI bots. I mean, it's because how am I getting so many matches?
Oh, I'm gonna just pull the curtain back a little bit because the dudes just swipe right on everybody.
Yeah, 90% of dudes swipe right on everyone.
Every single profile that comes up.
And what do they just wait for the woman to swipe right on them in order for it to be a match?
Correct.
Yes. Yeah. But so
oh, you didn't know that?
No.
Aside from,
every single person they are just swiping right on, and then they'll just wait for the match, and then they'll just talk to that person.
So if I'll put it this way: when I used them back in the day to get a match, like I was meeting more people in person and going on more dates from meeting people in person. The apps were designed for you to find your quote unquote ideal match, right? And so most of the guys abandoned finding their ideal match because most of the time their ideal match would never swipe on them. So they just started swiping on everybody. And hey, if I get lucky and a baddie, whatever the term was at the time, pops up, then great. But if not, I swiped right 1,000 times today. I exhausted all of my likes. If somebody pops up that I don't want to talk to, I could either waste their time or just immediately unmatch them. It's a lot easier to do that than it is to read their whole bio. And she has 2 dogs and one is white and one is brown. That's the way those guys are doing it, because guess what? The women are extremely selective on the apps, and they only swipe right maybe 10% of the time. That is the exact number that has been out there for quite some time. Women are much more selective on their right swipes than the guys are.
They probably don't even know that there is a left swipe.
I agree with that. That the women are more selective.
Yeah,
Rain, they be like this.
Kay said AI chatbot to fight loneliness, sawdust to fight hunger.
Yeah, it's not gonna work. It is not gonna work.
I'm seeing my cousin do that. Yeah, all right, Lucky.
They'd be like this.
So that's how it goes. So let's keep going. They'd
be like, no more matches in your area. They're like, okay, I can close my phone now.
Yep. So, you have a message from Tanya. Wonder what Tanya looks like. Never seen you before.
Venture capital companies that focus exclusively on this. We made a video about the entire loneliness economy before, as it's just the perfect vector for exploitation. Sell people the solution to the problem you helped create. It's the oldest trick in the book, but the impacts are totally new to us. And that's why they're doing so much damage. We're even inventing new language to deal with this. Remember that cringily soulless word meet cute that people started using years ago? It popped up on social media as a way to describe meeting someone that you exchange numbers with for a date. For example, at a coffee shop or a bookshop when looking for the same book. Just think about the fact that we actually developed a new word for the crazy phenomenon of just meeting someone organically. It should have set off alarm bells, right? It was an early sign that society was changing in a way that made meeting people in real life the exception and not the rule. It's no coincidence that the word started being used a lot around 2015, the same time dating apps blew up. And in the last decade, dating declined to the point where the majority of Generation Z today just don't know or really have any way to meet people.
50% of men aged 18 to 24 have never approached a woman in person in their life. And even higher percentage, 18 to 30, haven't approached a woman in the last year.
In recent years, third spaces, meaning not your home, school, workplace, have just vanished. Think about the place that you grew up as an example. Pubs, bars, libraries, high street shops. How many are actually left today? And if any, how busy even are they? Since COVID, we just shuttle ourselves from home to work to the gym to the...
And during the pandemic, we who were on the Ben podcast at the time did an episode about third spaces and why third spaces have disappeared and are unnecessary, or not necessarily unnecessary, but your local bowling alley might have shuttered its doors forever. Most of your favorite bars might have closed forever. A lot of the concert venues closed forever. And third spaces used to be, in the town that I lived in and spent a lot of time growing up in, one of the major third spaces was the library. So much to the point that they spent over 10 million of the city's money, tax dollars, on building a new one. Now you would think, why would someone build a library that's that expensive? Well, if you went inside that library, it has just about everything that you can imagine. It has multiple recording studios. They do special programs at that library. A three-tiered system of books and sections and everything. Like the library looks like it looks like a government building, to be honest. Like that thing's massive. Like it's the size of a college. So I appreciated when they did build it, because the old library, it was overcrowded. Like everyone was there all the time. And this is at a time when computers weren't necessarily readily available in everyone's houses, and they let you use the computers until they closed. They did not care. There was no time limits. If you came in at 2:00 in the afternoon, they were not going to kick you off until 10 p.m. when they closed. And it was great for the school kids. We would all go there to write our papers, because the school itself had already started us writing papers by typing them. And if you didn't have a home computer, you had to go somewhere and do it, because the school computer lab no longer allowed people to be at the school past 4.
Well, I was just trying to work on my paper. I didn't know Jessica was working on the same paper. I was just
knew exactly that she was doing it. I knew it.
I had to, Chile, imports, exports, elevation. I gotta look all that stuff up in the encyclopedia at the library. Oh, Jessica's there too. I was just trying to get my work done.
I was just
trying to get my work
some
done.
Very fun dates at the library before 16. Hey, you gonna meet me at the library, girl? Yeah, I'll be there. I'll be there at 3:30.
I'll see you by the Britannicas.
Oh yeah.
Nerds.
I think that most libraries nowadays, anyways, are I can't even think of the word for it, but what is it needed for? We do most of our research by online, and probably I'm gonna say about 90% of homes have internet access to where people can, do their research and whatnot online, and that's what kids are using, and people, period, humans, period. They're using online search engines versus, I think our generation. Well, I'm about to be 43, so
You a lie.
Um,
You
my generation,
out here lying.
I am in about 2 weeks, actually.
Yeah, I believe you too.
We're like the last the last of the high school, 2000,
75, by the way.
2001, 2002 are going into the libraries and actually doing research, looking in the encyclopedias. A lot of kids now don't even know how to do that. They don't know how to go through a reference, them
The little
long
cards.
reference, and have to go through all the cards trying to figure out where this book is. Yep.
Right now, me and my friends are responsible for the anime and manga section even existing in that place because they didn't have one, and we petitioned every day for years until they went and started doing it. And I used to know the main librarian. She was like 85, so I'm sorry, Phyllis, you're probably no longer with us. But Phyllis, the librarian,
Phyllis 120 laughing at us.
She might still be alive. I don't know. She was
You know
great.
what I mean?
But she put in requests for us every single week, and I showed up on time every Tuesday to put my request in until they started their own anime section and manga section. And I went in there last year just to check out the place, And let me tell you, the section now is enormous. It's enormous. It went from literally nothing to everything, and that's progress. It only took 20 years.
But yeah, the kid, this generation will never know.
He said you capping too.
I was born in 83. I graduated in 01.
Just because I can't subtract doesn't mean you can just tell me whatever you want to tell me.
Supermarkets and home. You don't really just go to the village markets. There is no real town, square, or hall. You're not really bumping into anyone. Even a bit of small talk with someone at the bus stop just feels weird and awkward. Making eye contact with someone on public transport will get you a look that leaves you wondering if you're insane.
So much of what makes somebody good at dating is different now than it was 50 years ago.
You can see it in the way coffee shops have changed. Almost every cafe is bland, empty, just minimalist. Almost as if they're designed purely as a conveyor belt of coffees and customers, getting us in and out as quickly as possible to extract the most amount of money they can. But can you remember the time when a stereotypical cafe was like this? With big sofas, comfy chairs, bringing people together to talk, and people just walking up to someone to say something without it being creepy. The show Friends was based on just reality in the 90s, and it's all parts of a much wider pattern, one that's seemingly threatening humanity.
That this is actually a potentially existential crisis. Humans really do meet the qualification of an endangered species.
Because meeting people and building relationships is really the most important thing for human survival. It's often the key indicator in determining your lifespan. It's how we have replacement rates in just the population. But with this last decade and the disappearance of so many communal spaces where our parents and grandparents had opportunities to randomly meet new people, mixed with dating apps, has meant we're seeing a gap try to be filled that wasn't a natural one. This is a void created by the same economic forces that hollowed out our third spaces chains and corporate landlords. The same forces that funded these apps promising to replace what was destroyed. And dating apps didn't discover a gap in the market, one was just torn open and then monetized. But it was a lie. That too was all about getting your money. Think about it, the whole idea of a dating app as a viable business is a paradox. If they actually help people into relationships, they would clearly lose business. One good match is two lost customers, so instead they design the apps to fail, and in doing so keep us hooked on using them. And in turn, what better way to keep an active user base than by having relationships designed to be short-term? This is your capacity to fall in love, to build a family, to find meaning. All your data, all your most vulnerable desires is just slowly converted into swipes and push notifications so someone else can hit their quarterly growth targets. Your relationship is designed to not be long-term. It's why men make up 75% of Tinder users and women just 25%. Interestingly enough, the co-founder of the dating site OkCupid wrote a book revealing what actually happens behind the scenes of dating apps. Women, as you'd expect, receive an average of 4 to 5 messages a week, which even that seems unlikely to be this low. 90% of men received an average of 0 messages. Only at the extreme end of the attractiveness scale did the best-looking men receive around 1 to 2 messages.
But there's also a lot of men who are relying on dating apps who are never going to get the matches that they desire, either because they are short or because they are bald.
So, as many of us already know, if you're not in the top 10%, there's really no point in using it. It's something that's called mate suppression in practice, and we'll go into that more soon.
And the reality is, for 95% of guys, online and dating apps aren't going to be a fruitful place for them to meet women.
But what we're seeing right now is that Generation Z's entire prospect of finding love is based on the ELO rating system, a numerical method developed to rank players in games like chess. A player score determines how...
So I think a big problem with this entire conversation is the framing. Framing is very important because if I make you the most delicious ribeye with mashed potatoes and asparagus, and you're so ready to eat it, it looks delicious, and I give it to you on a trash can lid, you would be like, what the hell? I don't want that. That's garbage, man. You put it with dirt. When you mix metaphors and when you mix all this shit together and you try to act like, oh, well, first it was COVID and then you got people using these dating apps and all this stuff. No. Back it up, break it down step by step. Step number one, being a misogynist became cool. And guess what? Women discovered the internet and they found out that they could find people who weren't misogynists. So then all the misogynists are like, what the fuck? Because in all of these studies, it never says what kind of men these are. It never says what kind of women these are. If it's a gold digging hussy or a woman beater, they're also showing up in these same data points. Because I have sisters. I was a DJ and a karaoke host for a long time. I talk to a lot of women. I have a lot of female friends, some sex worker friends. I talk to lots of women all the time. It's the men. They're mad at us because we don't act right. Right? Like that's what they're upset about. So all this bullshit about the third space is on. Listen to how motherfuckers talk to girls. They can't even approach a girl and be silly. They got a shit on.
Hazard a guess that the average man cannot talk to women
because they're so busy trying to be fucking cool. They're so tough and so cool. And then they gonna go into the bedroom with their cell phone
they are.
Sorry.
Because that's how cool and tough they are. I think the best profile picture, and I should have screenshot it, I ever saw on Tinder was this girl was on Pornhub and had screenshot it, and she had typed in a man who's willing to be vulnerable about his feelings. I was like, that is the funniest thing I've ever seen. Like that's the pornography she was interested in, is a man not to pretend to be some sort of action John Wick hero in real life. Like boys, that you don't have to be by yourself, but if you want to be an asshole, the modern woman is more than willing to let you sit there by yourself forever. They will talk amongst themselves. They will let your little dusty ass sit on the shelf forever. You better act right.
They will let you sit forever.
Better act right.
Speaking of sitting forever, you guys can go and check out Moon. That's literally the name of the channel. It's Moon on YouTube. They have millions of subscribers. And if you are a Moon fan, please subscribe to me too. So guys, we got to go into a little bit of the beefier section of our show today. Chicago has a growing divide, or what we've been told, about the tax situation and the people and where the money is going. And this lady seems to be the champion. We're gonna give her her piece and listen to what she has to say.
Speaking of can't act right,
I guess $1 Million Tony couldn't make it today. She too busy loving her home she just got for $1 million, while we just received these high property tax bills. So we all here.
While we're live, can someone please do me a favor and find out who she really is?
All right, hold on.
Here because of our property taxes. Some here, like Zoe and Miss Jessica, because y'all stealing Black people property. So I just want to know, because we just came from the city council meeting. We're coming there and the city is blaming the county. And now you just blaming Springfield. And then when you, all these people, when they go to these town hall meetings and you send your puppets, they lie and they blame the invisible white man. Somehow they are pushing us out of our community. They want our property. They want Black people property. They never say who it is. They just say, you know who they are. But when I come up in here, I see all Black faces. I see Democrats. So are we talking about the Democrats are pushing Black people out of their communities? The Democrats hate Black people. The Democrats want our property and replace us with illegal aliens, because you all come in these meetings talking about the invisible white person, but we don't never see him, but we see all of you all here. And then you sit here, all these Black faces, you sit here, all Democrats, and you sit here all arrogantly like your seats are secure, like we are not coming after these seats. Just like I told Brendan Johnson over there the first time I spoke on that mic. I said the same thing that's making y'all laugh in here gonna make y'all cry. And then you see what's happening. Same thing here. Now I'm giving y'all warning right here. The same thing that's making y'all laugh in here is gonna make y'all cry. Mark my words. See, y'all sit here too comfortably, thinking that everything, black people stupid, that we don't understand what's going on, that we're going to vote blue no matter who. And all y'all got to do is use a race card. All y'all got to do is call white supremacy, the white man. But we're in a heavily democratic city from top to bottom. State and city. All
Literally how she led.
So when we say that the Democrats are racist white men or white women, who is it? Because this is what y'all telling us. So I'm letting you all know, Chicago flips red. We are not paying these taxes. We are calling for a boycott on these taxes. Nobody is playing this game no more. We won't pay our taxes until we get a forensic audit on where all our money is going. We're demanding that. We're asking President Trump to send the Fed.
I've had enough. Pause. It's called going on the fucking internet, lady. All of this fucking information is available to her. You could look it up. You could Google it. It's all available.
Why would she Google
it? Happens
anything?
all the time. Like, especially in Cook County, especially in Chicago, everybody always wants to know where every single penny goes. Go on the internet and look. You can't be like, well, Brandon Johnson, how come we can't get into that special room over there, huh? Because you didn't make an appointment, and I'm not about to keep walking into this locked room and unlocking it 60 times a day because you got to make an appointment. Oh, he's hiding it. He's like, I have no idea where this like anti-migrant shit came from black folks, but y'all better recognize joining the white supremacists will not save you. And you better pay your property tax because they'll take your house.
So is Cook County, does that encompass all of Chicago and the suburbs?
It encompasses all of Chicago and part of the suburbs, yes.
Okay.
There's probably 8 counties out here that are still like Chicagoland.
Yeah.
Okay.
So, I venture from Cook County to other counties every day when I'm commuting back and forth to work, and going home. And let me tell you, the Cook County taxes are nuts compared to some of the other counties, especially the farther away you go from the city, the less most of your taxes become. But I'm telling you this right now. If you don't pay your taxes, they're going to take your shit.
Oh, yeah.
If anybody is in Cook County, do not listen to this lady. Pay your quarterly goddamn income or property taxes. Do not be a day late. They will take your home. And I don't know what this lady's deal is and who she's got a backdoor deal with, but there's a lot of that pseudo intellectual bullshit going around where they tell black folks, especially, to do things that are directly negative toward their life. Like, do not listen to everybody claiming to be on your side.
You cannot.
Especially when she's mad about things that you can literally Google.
Yeah, you cannot not pay your taxes. If you don't pay your taxes, they will take your stuff, guys. This is not a joke.
Then you're going to be freaking homeless. And then you're going to be coming back to this lady. She's like, I did actually pay mine, but that's because I had already had it set. Like, she's going to pay hers. And then when you don't pay yours and your house goes up on auction, guess who? Her and her little friends will be the first ones buying your shit. Talking about look, the white man done got. No, she is going to buy your stuff.
You guys remember our friend that we covered, Tiffany Henyard? You guys remember? Yep. I use that term in the most derogatory way. But when we covered Tiffany Henyard, yes, we covered the super mayor, Tiffany Henyard, at the beginning of this adventure that we've been on. And this is in the same light as what Tiffany Henyard was doing. And she was literally placing liens on people's properties and businesses that had been there for decades, to where the city was able to take their property, their homes, and she intended to repurpose entire neighborhoods for her own capital gain.
Her and her little buddies and her little cronies was about to flip an entire city, because it's in Dalton is mostly older black folk.
Yes.
So they got them in trouble with their water bill, with their taxes, anything to put a lien on their property. And then they were forcing people out, and they were going to flip the whole neighborhood. And she was going to be at the helm. And wasn't nobody going to get a business license unless they donated to her first. And then somebody took her to court for that. And then somebody took her to court. That lady went 18 months without being able to run her business because Tiffany wouldn't let her have a license.
The grocery stores got pushed out of Dalton. They didn't have grocery stores anymore. Dalton was classified as a food desert. Not even just that. The fire department was down to 2 firemen.
The police was getting in trouble all the time. They ain't got no money for nothing, and they paying out lawsuits.
The police chief was
they have a
was
storm
convicted
sheet
of SA.
Mm.
The police chief, the chief that she appointed, was convicted of SA and money laundering and fraud, but she appointed him as the chief of police. Her personal detail was making 100 times their normal salary to be her personal detail.
But I mean, they only had 24 cops, and her personal detail was 8 other cops. 24 hours a day.
He made $300,000 plus.
But these are the same people that say, y'all are doing what the white people want to do, so y'all better listen to me. Like, I get it. And don't get it twisted. The racism, I mean, we literally have the Klan marching down the street right now. You know what I'm saying? In the form of ICE. It's the same shit. It's the same shit. Black people been told y'all about all this. The history books have echoed this 3 or 4 times in the last 60 years. This has happened already, if you're paying attention. So
DOJ here.
Listen to that.
Oh, sorry, bro.
No, you're good. But listening to that will get you in trouble.
Yeah.
Or where our money is going, and we are not paying no property taxes, and we are calling for a boycott, and we're going around to every board in the city and calling for it. You all gonna learn to stop playing with us, and you all gonna learn that you all work for us, and none of these seats secure, and we coming for those seats, and you can sit there like you sitting there, like you unbothered, all of you all, yeah, but you getting up out of those.
Speaker is Dennis.
I feel as though people will follow her just because of the way she speaks. Even if they are ignorant to what's really going down with the money.
She ain't bad looking. She speaks clearly and angrily, and the people are upset.
And they're gonna be like, yeah, we're gonna follow her. She's saying the truth, so.
And she lives in Harvey.
They're not gonna go do their own research.
Oh, she lives in Harvey?
I think so.
Oh,
they're not gonna go do their own research and figure out what's really going on. They're gonna be like, oh, she said this, so let me roll with what she said. She's so believable. She stands firm.
No, she said we boycotting. We're not paying. You better pay them property taxes. Do not listen to that lady. She is not a tax expert. She's not a lawyer. She mad. Do not listen to mad people.
Definitely.
I mean, like I said, it would be so convenient, right? If a black woman wearing all MAGA gear came in there and told all the black people who Trump fucking hates us, has always hated us.
Katrina Cunningham says she lives in Chicago.
Okay. But it would be so beneficial to the people that hate black people if all these stupid ass black people didn't pay their property tax. That is the surest way to lose your home, is to not pay your property tax. And she is promoting it.
Yeah, you gotta pay them property tax.
Telling you to lose your house. You
Somebody don't come up in there and smash it up for $200.
You don't have a legal recourse for not paying your fucking property tax.
There is none. That is, I'm actually letting you guys know that not paying your taxes is a federal charge. They're gonna take your stuff, and they might want to throw you in jail for tax evasion.
And it'll go up on the auction block.
You can't boycott your taxes. That's not how this works. You want to talk about breaking down civilization? Start boycotting your taxes. Don't pay your taxes.
And I looked up Chicago City Council meeting. The third video down is a Fox News clip, and guess who it is?
Send it. We'll play it. It's
her.
Send it. Send it over. Put it in the private chat.
I'm telling. She is being a very useful, blunt object to break up this community.
Is she like Diamond and Silk?
Exactly. And one last thing before you play the video or whatever. Do not ever call somebody illegal in your life. Especially if you black. That is dehumanizing language. Do you know how many hundreds of years we had to fight to be humans in this goddamn country? They treated us like cattle, like beasts of burden to pull. That is how they talked about us. So for you to let that white supremacy slip out of your black lips, don't let it happen no more. Don't let it happen no more. We don't say that. We don't say that.
Where policies erupted at a city council meeting yesterday. They gave Mayor Brandon Johnson and Chicago Democrats an earful for prioritizing illegal immigrants over struggling Americans and rooted for, listen to this, President-elect Trump.
So Brandon, you and all these Democratic mayors out here and governors, y'all talking about crashing.
She is definitely from the south suburbs. I can tell by the way she's talking. She might live in Chicago now, but she's from the south suburbs.
Out for these illegals, right? You all sit up there and said you will not allow Trump to come in here and get these illegals. Yeah, you can smile. We're in $1 billion deficit. And you spent half of our money, half of that on illegals. Trump, Tom Homan, make an example out this right here first. Please come here first, because you know what? We're going to help you. We want a forensic.
Ma'am, I would ask that you hold on a second, stop her time.
Our mayor is embarrassing us, y'all, around the world. And you all took the power back from him to say the city of Chicago is out of the business of funding illegals. We are out of the business of prioritizing non-American citizens on top of the American citizens who go out in this cold weather every day to make money to pay their taxes.
You so strong about protecting those aliens, but you won't do nothing for the U.S. citizens.
Here you are with another gritty property tax hike, trying to push the have-nots to house your president illegal immigrants. You told Trump you ain't gonna blink. Well, we ain't either. You ain't above the law. And where you gonna run to when Trump pulls that Trump card out on you? I will make it my duty to try to get my gun to perform my Operation Grey Lord 2.0 in Chicago.
Hold on, can Fox get their overlays right, please?
No.
Chicago and lock all of you crooked Democrats and judges up, and it's just like that.
Hey, good performance, homie. Good performance. You read your script real well. I'm telling you, they gonna take all that shit. They are intentionally telling people to forfeit their property. That's what it is. They're asking you, hey, don't you think I'm mad? Okay, forfeit your property. Forfeit your property. That's what she's saying.
It's a type of capital strike, says Kay. Guys, we will catch up. We're definitely going to catch up on these. Katrina says Chicago is going to flip red. Katrina Cunningham. Baum said yes, but the people, she went to Trump University.
Which is not a real university.
Chris said, I have a question. What is she getting out of telling people not to pay their property taxes? Kay thinks, what do you want to bet she's a landlord?
There you go, baby.
Paul said she can be in charge of the homeless in encampment.
Right. She can be the ringleader of the group of people standing around the barrel.
Lone Wolf and Cub says what? But you can't get $9 billion in tax money for free if you're a Somalian and in a Democratic majority area. I don't know what that means.
He's talking about the Minnesota thing where the white lady set up a scheme to have the Somalis request the aid. Yeah.
I wonder if she's getting some form of payment from someone close to the Trump administration to spout such nonsense. Diz said these people are MAGA. Chris said, Diz, the amazing thing is they're all from an immigration background. We got a super chat from Kay. They think they're slick. These are the slumlords trying to use ICE to intimidate and evict people.
They had to bring in the Black Hawk helicopters.
Said the 20 block aldermen received 1.5 or 15 million.
Probably
for each ward. The wards are terrible. Make it make sense. Ollie said, I can help it, but every time I hear it's my duty, I always hear in my head the Shaq line to please that booty. So before we move on from this to go to our next section, I just got to say, look, no matter what you truly believe in, you have to believe in paying your taxes, and everyone should pay their fair share of taxes. That is how companies thrive. I mean, not companies, countries thrive. Companies aren't really paying taxes these days, but countries thrive. They need to pay their taxes. We need to pay ours. It just needs to be fair. I believe everyone can agree on that and not commit treason.
When did we see the city council meeting where she jumped up and said, I want Brandon Johnson to talk to the chief of police and put out an arrest warrant for Governor Abbott. I want an arrest warrant for Ken Paxton.
Didn't happen.
And for the uninitiated, it was Governor Abbott and Ken Paxton that arrested people at the border, detained them, told them that they were going to a processing place, put them on buses, and then drop them off in Chicago in the middle of the night in the winter. Now, Brandon Johnson could let those people freeze to death, but here in Chicago, since we are not poor, we have a lot of money in this city. I think our last GDP was 1.3 trillion. We got a lot of money out here. We make a lot of bucks. We do a lot of things. We took care of those people, just like we took care of those Ukrainian people. But suddenly, I mean, we took 30,000 refugees from Ukraine. No one said a word. No one said a word. But when the brown people came that we didn't even anticipate at a smaller number, everybody's upset. So while she's mad about undocumented people from the southern border, she didn't have a word to say about the Ukrainians.
No one ever does. In our next section of the day, we're going to move on to, it's very similar. We're going to save Minaj for last. We're going to move on to a beef between Stephen A. Smith and Terrell Owens, and we're going to talk about why they're beefing in the first place. It might be what you guys think it is.
Shout out Jasper Crockett.
There is no black and brown.
Sure, there is. I mean, money's not real either, but you use it. Social constructs are still social constructs.
Money is definitely not real. We definitely use it.
It's my team. It's my quarterback. And if you guys do that, man, it's unfair. We lost as a team.
That was Terrell Owens, former all-world NFL wide receiver, crying, being very, very protective of his quarterback at the time, Tony Romo of the Dallas Cowboys. This was before Jerry Jones exiled him from the Dallas Cowboys organization. This was as his career approached its end. Of course, he played in Cincinnati thereafter. I forgot where else. But the reality is that
got you tons.
One of the greatest wide receivers in the history of football. As far as I'm concerned, I got him top three. I only have Jerry Rice and Randy Moss ahead of him. He was simply that great. Never won a Super Bowl championship, was not his fault. At least I'd say that. And my diatribe, soliloquy, or whatever I'm about to go on, of course, has nothing to do with the player that Terrell Owens was, because there's nothing to question about his greatness. Nothing at all. He was simply that great, that marvelous, worthy of being a Hall of Famer, should have been a first ballot Hall of Famer. Never blamed him one bit for being a bit perturbed that it took 3 or 4 selections before he was ultimately entered into the Hall of Fame. But nevertheless, Terrell Owens has made news for a different reason over the years. And it all comes back to the same thing. And it involves his attitude, his issues, the kind of ways that he tries to attack people from time to time. And I was the latest victim. Now, in the world of TO, understand that word victim is never something that's appropriate for somebody else. It's always him. It's always somebody that did him wrong. So we're going to address that today. We're going to address it right now. Before I get into what I really, really, really want to say, let me backtrack and give you a little history that spans just the last 3 or 4 days. Last week, I made an appearance on the Joe Budden podcast. Joe Budden asked me to come on. Whenever I've needed him to come on my shows, he never hesitated. I always appreciated the love.
Sellouts interviewing each other. Got it.
Got Melissa Ford on there with him. She's been a friend of mine for years. Girl, you done did that thing. She looked phenomenal. Way to go, girl. But I digress. And on that appearance with Joe Budden, once again, I was asked a question about my former partner on First Take, Max Kellerman, what happened, and all of this other stuff. I've been answering the question the same way for 2 years. I've got a best-selling book, Straight Shooter. I wrote about it in a book. But nevertheless, the question was asked. I answered. Before we go any further, look at what I had to say. I didn't like working with him, man. It's just that damn simple. I didn't like it. I thought the show was stale. I thought that we had flatlined when it came to the public at large, and I'm trying to win. I mean, I didn't want to go from number 1 to number 2 when Skip left. That's not what I wasn't having that. At some point, you're going to do what you need to do or you don't. And if you don't do what you need to do, I'm going to get somebody who will. When I went upstairs to management, my exact words were, look, if he's that important to you, give him first take. I'll leave.
Stephen A. Stephen A.
I'm telling you what I said. ESPN made the decision that they made. They elected to keep me on first take instead of Max Kellerman. As I've reminded people on numerous occasions, this was not 2009 where I got fired.
Whoa. Real quick. I'm going to stop him really quick. Didn't he just say that he made the decision? What does he mean ESPN made the decision?
It's called moving the goalposts, Cortez.
He literally just said in the interview that he played his own interview. He said, if you're not doing your job, I'm going to find somebody who will. And then he said ESPN made the decision to keep me instead of him. Wait, so that's double talking live in color. Stephen A. just double talk. Hold on, we got it. Double talk alert. Double talk alert. What's the first time we've used double talk?
At least it's not me this time.
At least
double talk alert.
You know, it's the first time we use it in a month, but double talk just happened, and you guys watched it. That it happened in less than 30 seconds, guys. Back to Stephen A. in the studio.
When my contract wasn't renewed, when no one would hire me, not even BET or TV One.
Get out of here, boy.
And I say that because obviously TV One and BET
also refuted this, by the way.
Networks that catered to African Americans, and even they did not hire me.
Bro.
I went 10 months without a job before getting hired by Fox Sports Radio and Don Martin, and now the boss of iHeartRadio, one of the bosses, the wonderful, lovely Julie Talbert. That's how all of that came to be. That's how all of that happened. But I was unemployed for 10 months prior to that. That was not the case with Max Kellerman. When ESPN...
Edie or Hetty, if ESPN wants to have me, they can. And I'm going to take that man's job if they want to have me. So ESPN, you heard it here first on the Tezdown. Hetty 5K thinks that I should take Stephen A. Smith's job. And I think that I'm going to agree with Hetty. Go for it. Thank you. I appreciate that.
Customer's always right.
And elected to pull him off a first take without question at my behest, because that's something that I didn't want to work with them. So you keep him, let me go, or you keep him and let me go.
Let's do our overseas partners and friends. Consent Americans, please provide some context. Really quick, I'm sure Mikey is typing up something quickly, but Stephen A. Smith is a sports analyst in the United States and abroad. He works primarily for ESPN. He is the highest paid commentator of all time. He also has the most number of shows, spins, hours, and views on his channels of all time. He overtook Pardon the Interruption, which is the best show on ESPN. He also overtook the Late Night Show with Scott Van Pelt as being the #1 show on ESPN. He did it through a lot of different means. We're not here to discuss exactly what's going on there or not, but that's who he is. He is the premier poster boy for ESPN.
I gotta let you know you're actually wrong.
He didn't overtake PTI?
Tom Brady makes more money than him, and so does Jim Rome.
Oh, well, they're not full-time commentators.
I'm just saying he ain't even getting all the money. I think Charles Barkley gets more money than him.
He's the on-air talking head. Like they're a little bit different than him, but he's the on-air everyday talk show host. Like they don't
right. So they don't even have to do 87 shows a day, and they're still making more money than him.
He does. He has to do every show.
Yes.
He's literally booked for 5 straight shows every single day, including the Stephen A. Smith show.
Thank you, Chris.
When that happened, Max Kellerman got morning radio and had his own afternoon show and didn't lose a dime. So it was just a matter of people being competitive and me feeling like this was not a winning formula, which to this day I stand by, which, by the way, has been proven correct because we've never enjoyed more success than we're enjoying right now. But the reason I bring all of that up is because I wanted to point to the consistency. Ladies and gentlemen, these are the excerpts from my book, Straight Shooter, a memoir of second chances and first takes.
Nice plug.
In which I speak about this very issue in the damn book. It's there. Page 212, quote, a standard was set for 4 years before Max ever arrived, meaning with me and Skip Bayless. We had a mandate to live up to that, and we couldn't pull it off. I just reached a point where I knew we couldn't live up to what the audience demanded and didn't want to work with Kellerman on a debate show any longer. I didn't say SportsCenter. I didn't say boxing. I didn't say anything but First Take, a debate show. I said we were not ideal sparring partners. That was all. Continued on page 212. For 3 years, from 2017 to 2020, there were an inordinate amount of conversations with the honchos about my and Max's lack of chemistry. Not about ratings. We were still number one. Just how uncomfortable it became watching us together because we didn't enjoy each other. I had no desire to sit around and watch First Take falter. Keep going. Page 238. My book, Straight Shooter, New York Times bestseller, doesn't get any larger than that. So I let them know. I'm not asking you to take Max or First Take. We both are assets to this company, but we do not work on a debate show, and we never will. So if you don't want to take Kellerman off the show, then take me off the show. I'll understand. I'm sure we can find something else for me to do here. That was the end. What's the news?
So the news is that once again, you admitted via your book that it was your decision. McKinnon says, page 156. When someone offers you 800% return on a hoodie, you take the money. McKinnon, as you can see, I'm enjoying my hoodie right now. McKinnon wants, if you guys don't know, McKinnon wants to buy my clothes off my back. McKinnon, this is my favorite hoodie, man. Why do you keep wanting to buy my clothes? This is a almost, it's not one of a kind, but it's very rare and very hard to find. You know what I mean? Like, I love this Godzilla hoodie. It's beautiful. I know you want it. I know you want it. But yes, I can see it. Does this Smith guy have a book? Yes, it's called Straight Shooter, Scott. All right, so the response to Stephen A. Smith came from one Terrell Owens, and we're going to see what Mr. Owens has to say about this right now, about why he doesn't want to talk to him ever again.
I saw there's an initial situation happen back during the Kaepernick thing, and you guys got into it, and the world saw that. I don't know how it kind of recirculated, but it has. Stephen A. Smith went on his podcast and kind of said his reasoning and his piece behind it. You're here now, and we want to give you the floor to say your piece. Before you say your piece, you know, we got love for both y'all. And I want to know, is there any light at the end of the tunnel?
No, I don't think so, because he's used his platform really kind of to really tarnish, really attack my character. You know what I mean? Who I am as a person. You know what I mean? So regardless of however he started his monologue and his thing with his podcast, trying to build me up to break me down, we all see through that. You know what I mean? And all the people he's talking about that has reached out to them, just not the other, from GMs to players and coaches, who gives to be quite honest, because I've had people, you know, that have reached out to me, players as well, you know, and some of the people that he thinks are cool with him, they're not cool with him. So before I go on my diatribe, Stephen A., can't be a soliloquy because I'm here with these guys, but I will address some of those things.
The floor is yours, bro. Talk us. So the initial situation to backtrack in this situation was during the Kaepernick situation where he was trying to come back. There was an incident where him and Max were talking, and you said Max acts a little blacker than you, whatever, and that kind of got the thing going. So what happened from there? What happened?
Even at the clip, like again, you said it resurfaced. Mm-hmm. It resurfaced because I guess he did an interview with Joe Budden and he explained why he didn't like Max, or he didn't like working with Max, and so obviously Max ended up getting fired. Blah 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 blah. So fans took to that interview and they brought up, okay, well, this is why T.O. said what he said. So I kept getting tagged on the video and my phone, like, yo, what's going on? So I saw the comments or what have you, and I haven't backed down from anything. I just said facts and just left it at that. He took offense to that. Then he went on his podcast and said that I posted it, which I didn't. And even in my response to that, and I'm like, genius, I retweeted it. I didn't actually post it. I didn't go out of my way to go bring everything up. It was only a response to that interview that he did with Joe Budden about Max, that all the fans, you know, brought it up. So he took offense, you know, to that. And so that's where it all resurfaced.
Now, I got a chance to see what he said. I went back and watched it. He said something about a lawsuit at ESPN or something.
Right. So I guess there was something going on. I guess we were talking about the Kaepernick situation, and somehow there was a text exchange between me and him. Between you and Stephen A. Okay. And he, on air, he mentioned something about the text, which I didn't give him consent to do. Mm-hmm. I had
You know, but that's one rule. Somebody texts you or any type of conversation takes you, do not share it on social media, none of that, bro. You just, especially the person don't know. Yeah,
right, exactly. So I didn't take the honest. I didn't go out of my way to go file a lawsuit. I had an attorney that reached out to me. I'm like, yo, that's not right. It's copyright infringement, something along those lines.
Okay. Oh, so someone just reached out. An attorney came and found you about it.
Yep.
Said, do you want to pursue?
Yeah, this is what happened. Like, he can't do that. So it wasn't really him. It was I looked at ESPN. ESPN has dogged me over the years, mischaracterized me. You have people having misunderstandings about who I am. You know, whether you know, as far as my character is concerned, everybody's talking about I'm arrogant, I'm selfish. Of course, I've had disagreements with some players, some coaches, but who hasn't?
Right. Now, my question, but I do not to cut you off. I don't want you to finish. Right. I do remember he was one of the so before all this hit, you guys were cool then, because I remember he used to stand up for you a lot. That was the one thing he used to do back in the day before this hit.
I think everybody realized Stephen A. was cool with a lot of things back in the day. Okay. But as time has surpassed, a lot of people have a different opinion about who Stephen was then and who he is now. Okay. I'm one of those people. So regardless of that, me and Stephen A., we ain't buddy. You know what I mean? Whether he talks good or bad about me on his show, whether it's objective or subjective, that's his job. Okay. I didn't know Stephen A. prior to me, I guess, our initial meeting. I guarantee he knew about me because of my play before I knew about him. So we're not buddy at the end of the day. And so again, back to my point, the attorney reached out. He said, this is what we're going to do. He went out to ESPN. He submitted the file or the claim to ESPN, and that's how things started. But for him to say and allude or insinuate that it's a money grab or something like that, that's not cool. You know what I mean? To insinuate, oh, I'm broke, this and that and the other, because these are certain things, like I said, that it's personal. You know what I mean? It's no secret. I was represented by Drew and Jason Rosenhaus. They referred me to Pro Sports Financial, who was a financial advisor, and Jeff Rubin. It's public knowledge, bro. I got taken advantage of. They stole a lot of my money. Anybody that knows me, I didn't just go blow my money. You know what I mean? So yeah, do I have the means that I had back then? Absolutely not. But for him to go on TV and insinuate certain these things that I did X, Y, Z, and I'm desperate, that's not cool, bro.
That ain't nobody's business.
I'm not.
If you guys weren't aware, one of the major issues is when Terrell Owens was going through a bunch of financial issues, Stephen A. took it upon himself to talk about Terrell Owens' financial problems on national television. And a lot of the things that he said weren't true. If you guys don't know, Terrell Owens and Chad Johnson or Chad Ochocinco, they're really good friends. And they tell people all the time, we buy our jewelry from Claire's. We walk through the mall and buy jewelry from the stands. Like, we're not spending money on jewelry. We fly economy. You know, I have actually had a conversation with Chad Ochocinco, Chad Johnson in the last month and a half. One of the conversations was when he came to Chicago, he was asking who could pick him up from the airport. And I said, hey, I'll pick you up. And he was like, hey, man, if you would have got to me a second later, I would have went with you. Another guy said he was already at the airport and he wasn't going to have to wait for his ride. He finds ways to save money. And he's been doing this for years. If you guys knew anything about him when he was in Cincinnati, you know, he was not somebody that willy-nilly spent his money all over the place. They were both in Cincinnati at one point. And I'm gonna tell you, like, I'm not saying that like it's bad, but like if you're somebody who's like, I'm gonna fly economy, I'm gonna get rides from fans, I'm gonna go to McDonald's with fans, and then I'm gonna get dropped off in my sweats, and the people in wardrobe will give me a suit if they want me to wear one. That's saving your money. That's not living flashy. You know, I'm gonna continue with this for a couple more seconds before we move on to the big one for today.
I'm gonna let that slide. So at the end of the day, and I told him, I told him, yo, keep that same energy. You're gonna call me a sorry ass and I'm pathetic, things of that. I'm trifling. If I ever come across and keep that same energy, it's not a threat, but you're not gonna use that platform to downgrade me as a person and what I've accomplished for your benefit, because you have a platform to do that. And then talk about and bring up all these top name people or high qualified, I guess in his name, to demean me. You mentioning the Donovan McNabb, the Brian Dawkins, the Primes, you know what I mean? Shannon Sharp. You know, talking about GMs and players, talking about don't go after him like that. What have I ever done? Then holding up papers in his podcast like he got something on me, and he's gonna expose me. Expose me for what? I urge him to. I give him permission to expose me because I've never done anything. You don't have anything on me. You got the world looking at me crazy like you got something on me. So if you do, please let it be known.
Yeah, the one thing I will say about athletes is we don't really have too many skeletons. Like all our shit is front. All of our is front and center. So I get what you're saying with that. So. I mean, is there anything else you kind of want?
Ladies and gentlemen, if you guys don't know, that is former Los Angeles Laker Matt Barnes. He was part of the Kobe championship years.
Like I said, I want to make sure you get that out or anything
Is that Jack over there
just
too?
when it comes to that?
No, I mean, again, I appreciate it.
Yeah, it's Jackson over there. You know, everywhere Matt Barnes is, Steven Jackson gonna be over there.
Yo, I love them dudes together, man. They're like perfectly suited, and I'm glad that they mellowed out with age because them like that. If you want real sports, like those are the realest dudes ever. Like they don't give a shit.
Yeah, they've and so for you guys who care, they have dated some of the best looking women in Hollywood.
Don't care.
Hey, we got some people that care in here, okay?
You shouldn't care who someone else is dating. It's not important.
I don't care.
This is why that percentage is up at 60-something goddamn percent. Motherfuckers worried about whoever motherfucker. You're not having sex with them, so just don't worry about it. You know.
So to recap, why they're fighting, Stephen A. Smith decided that he was going to go on a smear campaign for Terrell Owens and say a bunch of things about Terrell Owens because Terrell Owens defended a former co-host of Stephen A. Smith's. So that's where this all came from. And Stephen A. Smith decided that he wanted to air Terrell Owens' personal laundry, which really wasn't that much to air, but he made it out to be more than what it was, and also kind of blacklisted Terrell Owens on any ESPN related project, which includes everything Disney. So because Disney is the parent company for ESPN, Terrell Owens is basically blacklisted from the NFL. And that's been a huge problem. So Terrell Owens is talking about how he was negatively affected from all of these things because of what Stephen A. did and why he would never speak to him again. And he's basically defending himself on Matt Barnes and Steven Jackson's show.
He had the opportunity to sit in front of his audience, his millions of subscribers, you know, like you said, his soliloquy, to share his thoughts with all the hearers or whatever the case may be. But for me, I wanted to share that with everybody to give them some context as to what he's saying is not accurate. It's not totally true. For him to try to build me up and then bash me and attack my character, that's not going to fly with me. I want the same platform, like I said, to sit down and really share my story and let everybody know, like, yo, he's not who we think he is. And Stephen A., he's walking around like just because ESPN has padded his pockets with some millions, he's walking around like he's us, like he's an athlete, like he got that kind of cachet. And then, like I said, mentioning guys that obviously I think highly of, talking about Dion and Shannon and these guys I come across with, you know, on a regular. You know what I mean? That's not cool to be name dropping. You know what I mean? Because now I'm around these guys and I'm like, okay, well, how do they really feel about me? You know what I mean? How do they think about me? You know what I mean? So that's where I am with it.
Stephen A. is a messy
as he said in this podcast, we don't ever have to speak again. Never, ever. But make no mistake about it. I don't try to be no badass, no nothing, bro. Anybody know me? I'm easygoing. I'm cool. I've kept my nose clean because I was raised the right way, bro. Right. But you're not going to sit up here and try to bash me or attack my character in front of millions and sit on ESPN with your compadres or what have you and act like you bad and you this and that and the other.
I will take a second here and I will tell you, when it comes to meeting people in person, he's one of the best people to meet in person. He's one of the best, and I'm talking about Terrell Owens. You know, I'm gonna stick up for him. He's one of the best people to meet in person. This guy donates so much money to so many different communities. He shows up for free, does not ask for appearance fees when he does show up. He shows up to random camps all the time, runs routes with the kids. Like, he is somebody, he will sit there and sign autographs for hours and not ask for anything for it. You know, so I do understand that part. I have witnessed this in person. You know, I'm lucky to be one of the people that gets to say that I'm not one of the talking heads out there who didn't put on. I'm not one of the talking heads out there who didn't do it. I did it. I didn't spend my time in media school. I spent my time on the gridiron. I spent my time working for everything that I can talk about. And I'm going to say that about him too. And he is around those people daily. He is around those people all the time. And it's really weird when you go into a room full of people who are supposed to be your peers and you wonder if they even like you or not. Me, I don't care anymore. But if you wonder if they even like you or not because of what somebody else is saying on national television with 30, 40, 50, 60, 100 million people seeing it and thinking that you're a bad person. So yeah, if you wanted to badmouth me on national television and then think that we're going to be cool because we're at a luncheon, that's not going to happen. I would never speak to you again. Never.
I'm just curious why Stephen A. Smith, since he got his little podcast, like, you know, he's been doing the ESPN stuff, but that stuck to cable, you know what I mean? Or then limited YouTube stuff. Ever since he got his own little show, man, he can't help but find black people he don't like. Man.
Nope.
I mean, Trump is literally running around with Nazis and Klansmen with masks on, marching up and down the street. He blowing up countries and shit. He ain't got a word to say about politics, about all this MAGA on MAGA violence that I keep finding.
Not worker.
He don't have nothing to say about that. They had the Unite the Right rally, and they had the tiki torches. Let me go back and look. No, Stephen A. ain't had. No, I don't do politics.
So you're telling me that black people got blown up?
I don't understand. Like, again, I don't know. Like, I don't know if everybody's getting the same check or go from different places, but it just seems like loud voices in the black community are actively trying to dismantle the black community.
Well, since black people are being blown up and there seems to be a black person that has something to say about it, we're gonna listen to what they have to say.
People love Trump. Where's that?
Like Nicki Minaj.
Oh God. I mean, listen, man.
Something
is. She made a deal. She must get somebody out of jail.
Her brother.
It has to be that.
Well,
There's
husband,
no.
her husband not locked up, but they're saying that
She sounds insane.
At one point, she said that he was handsome.
Handsome and debonair.
So right now, Godfrey is talking about Nicki Minaj on Minaj Monday. Everybody, it's Minaj Monday. As you can see, there's 3 of us in here.
Not a thing.
It is.
It's not
Minaj Monday is a thing.
No.
It's not.
Minaj Monday is 3 people in here. It's a Minaj.
I don't consent.
It's a Minaj.
Withdrawing consent. Me and Rain are out. This is a solo mission.
Godfrey's got something to say about Nicki Minaj.
Thank you,
Minaj
Mikey.
Monday. Let's go,
I
guys.
got you, Rain. We out of here.
And it's like, bitch, do you
Now
do
go
you
buy
need
me
my
a drink.
glasses? Because
No, it's not even that.
I get you a drink for that.
Yeah,
one.
she's supposed to say that.
Because it looks scripted. I said something is.
I take my bourbon on ice and ice alone.
We ain't talking to you,
every
said.
person on the goddamn press tour. It's like, bitch, your husband's body ain't even cold yet. Like,
I think she was trying to get pardon for someone.
She has to.
Yeah, that's what we're saying.
Yeah.
It doesn't even look right.
Yeah.
Like, what is she doing there? Ladies and gentlemen, Nicki Minaj. What? And then she's.
But they act like black people can't tell that this motherfucker.
Yeah,
is
it's
like,
got a
this
whole
bitch
bunch
don't
of
know what the fuck she's talking about. Or that what she's saying is absurd.
But that's how crazy. That's how
crazy
dumb
white folks.
they
When she
are.
said black woman, I didn't watch I didn't watch any of it, but I just seen people talking shit about it. When she said black woman,
it went down like you started with, and then eventually you said I watched.
no, I didn't watch it. But people were like, yeah, like people were talking about on their shit.
I ranted about it. I'm like, what?
Right. So
what the fuck are you doing?
She said something about black women got to stop being mean to white women. What she said?
What?
Did you
didn't see that one?
No.
Yes.
She said black women gotta stop.
She's stuck by the script.
She said black women gotta stop being mean to white people with blonde hair and blue eyes, and you don't have to downgrade them to be a beautiful black queen or some bullshit.
Does she have some kind of schizophrenia?
I think she might.
It was insane.
She lost 10 million followers right off her.
Oh no, that wasn't true.
That wasn't true.
No, because her account was deactivated 4 months ago.
Oh, she's done.
Yeah, her account was deactivated when she had the beef with Cardi.
Oh, okay.
So her account been
The reigning queen,
So
Cardi B, baby.
Oh, it's not even on. So
she might have lost it on Twitter,
already.
maybe. She lost it on Twitter, maybe.
Damn.
I ain't really mad at her because I feel like she's doing what she got to do whatever. But I just don't think that you don't get invited to the barbecue no more. Like
she is a Latina.
We've been talking about this forever when it comes to Candace Owens and all these motherfuckers. Yo, if you gonna make your money grifting white folks, go ahead and get the money. Do what you gotta do to get the money. We're not unaware that they're anti-black or that they're saying anti-black because they're gonna turn on you. And when they turn on you,
don't come over.
Just don't.
Dominican. No forgiving. None of that.
Wait a minute. Didn't you just say that, Mikey?
What?
That if you make your money grifting white folks, don't come back to black people when they turn on you.
No, you chose to be over there. You
Zero.
wanted that to happen. Zero finna kill somebody. Y'all better look out. My big mean dog is about to bite a hole in whoever is probably close.
I had 2 dogs, and my 2 dogs decided they wanted to copulate, and then one of the recipients was Mikey. Mikey got 0.
I took the boy.
The only boy in the entire litter, Mikey took.
Mine.
What kind of dog is it?
He's a Shih Tzu Maltese.
Mm.
Yeah, so my boy Rocky was gifted to me. So I like labs, right? And at the time, I was gifted a pure white Maltese, pure white, purebred Maltese, really cool, really loyal dog, never caused me any problems, right? And so my then lady, she brought home a Shih Tzu one day, and my dog looked at this dog in the face and was like, "You're in my house now." And my dog learned real fast that this girl Shih Tzu was now his ruler, and she ran the house at that point. And so one day,
wasn't playing no games.
Me and so one day I'm walking into my house, and all I hear from inside the house is a bunch of barking, right? And sure enough, when I got in, they were stuck together. And so I took a picture, I texted him, and I said, hey, I'm gonna need to see you in a couple of months. And so the morning that they were born was coincidentally the same morning that I brought my daughter home from the NICU. You know, my daughter was born 2.5 months early, and so the day that I got to bring her home was coincidentally the same morning that those puppies were born. And I called Mike, and I'm like, hey, I got a newborn. I have never been a father before, and now I got all these puppies, and she is a baby because she was only 1 year old when she had them. She doesn't want to be a mother right now. And Mike is like, I'll be over there in 5 minutes. So he came over. My kitchen was covered in blood, you know, and we're
it was literally a crime scene when I walked in that. I was like,
yeah, she didn't rip them open, so they're still in their sacks. Like we're cutting them open. Like so Zero was the last one born, right? He was the only boy. He was the last one born. Mike literally pulled Zero out, cut the cord, and then basically massaged Zero to breathe. Came to life, you know, and we knew from that moment forward that Zero was his. You know what I'm saying? So if you it's Zero's been Mike's ever since, and it's been great being able to watch him. He's an old man now, 8 years old.
Yeah, he's 8 now.
Yeah. Rocky is still alive. I got to visit Rocky the other day when I dropped off my daughter. Rocky's still alive, and he got a whole lot of energy when he saw me. He's half blind and half deaf, but losing his teeth. But Rocky's still alive. Tell him his daddy's still there. So yeah, tons of mice. You actually got the Zero origin story now. This is what happens when y'all watch us for a decade. Y'all finally get to find out things about us. It took 10 years, but you got to find out now. I appreciate y'all. I really do.
So all the barking in my background is Cortez's fault.
Yeah, blame me. Blame me. Yeah, go ahead. It's my fault. I could not keep.
He did this.
6, now 7 and 8. Then they deserved to, and they had a whole nother litter. I would have been having 14, 15 dogs plus my lab. That's just too many dogs.
That's too many.
Yeah. Then my mom thought she was gonna give me Pepper too, so I had Pepper too for a while. And Pepper and Rocky was getting into it because they're both boys. You know what I mean? And they wanted to dominate their little small selves. And the lab's just like, I don't want to have anything to do with any of this.
Like,
I don't want nothing to do with any of this. So, you know, I'm a dog person, guys. I like my dogs. But back to Godfrey. We're gonna continue with this before we finish today.
You're looking for justice when you got the bag. You made just
Stacey Dash is learning her lesson hard. We didn't take her back. She's Trinidadian.
She was born in Trinidad, so for her to be going in with the people that's trying to get people
real weird. People ain't righteous though. You expecting people to have some kind of integrity, and they don't. And if it's something that affects them, they don't mind selling.
Well, the crazy thing is, even to sell out, it's like for the fan base that she got, she really just shot herself in the foot. Like she's
crossed so far over that her white fans don't. Yeah,
she's gonna lose a lot of money.
I think she will, but I'm saying Nicki Minaj is in the suburbs. She's been in the suburbs for close to a decade.
No, I agree. Yeah. I think it's definitely gonna impact her more than she thinks.
Pro-black, then she won't be.
Yeah. Her fans ride for her though.
That's true. Her crazy fans are gonna be crazy regardless. The Barbs. So
Barbs. That's what.
Couldn't be me.
That shit is insane, man. I was like, what the fuck? I said, it has to be getting favors.
Jews turned other Jews in during the Holocaust.
Yeah,
they snitched on people.
Yeah.
Even when it came to when the Spaniards went to Montezuma, they had dudes who let them into the fort. So it's like there's always been a situation where in any society you've always had sellout motherfuckers that sold their own people. This ain't new. It ain't gonna be. There's always pussy ass motherfuckers.
Pussy ass. The fact that Erica Kirk is on this whole tour is crazy.
They fighting amongst themselves. They going at.
They're all trying to get turning point.
Ben Shapiro is going at Tucker Carlson because he's fucking with Neil with the little virgin boy, the little virgin.
The racist guy,
the Spanish.
Yeah.
What's the boy's name?
Nick Fuentes.
Nick Fuentes.
Yeah. That dude needs to be pushed in the bushes. Like, you know, the bullies. They're pushing the bushes. He is a fucking. He's like, black people. Yeah. He goes, I never got girls. Yeah. Fuck. He needs to be bullied. I want a bully to meet him every 3:15. Beat his ass. Take his lunch money.
That would be nice.
And step on his glasses like this.
They showed up at his house and that punked out. Fucking, he got locked up because they were showing that up at his house, and he opened the door and maced the chick.
Oh, I saw that video,
and then he got arrested for it.
Yeah, he needs a bully. We need to hire a bully to go like this to him.
They're gonna turn against him. This is the thing. The leopard always eat the people's faces. You're never gonna be racist enough. Soon as you can hit your limit and you're not racist enough, they turn on you. So it's only a matter of time. They shitting on Candace Owens. They shitting on this chick, Erica Kirk. They were shitting on him. They're shitting on Tucker. They got all this infighting. Marjorie Taylor Greene's like released the fucking thing. They just had a thing where he was said to have they just released something on the Epstein files where Trump is implicated in the rape of
John Lasseter was just telling me about it.
Yeah, he was
a postcard or something.
Yeah, they redacted it, but it's so much stuff. He got, but it ain't gonna matter. The people have already said that they're already debating what is underage. So Megyn Kelly was like, well, it's not like they were 8, they were 14. So now
that was
wild.
That sentence is insane. To say they were 14 as a justification
so when you look at this,
is insane.
I'm not even mad because it's so crazy how they just.
And if you guys doubt that, go and look it up yourself. That is literally what they said about these stupid files that have come out. They have said they weren't 8 years old; they were 14 years old. Sovereign, does being 14 years old change the fact that you were underage and not fit to be sexually active with adults?
Absolutely not.
So if a 45-year-old man, let's just make up a thing here. If you have a 14-year-old daughter and a 45-year-old man approached your daughter, how would you feel about that?
He better be ready to not breathe anymore.
So you're saying that this man should be unalived for approaching your 14-year-old daughter for sexual proposition?
Absolutely.
Okay.
If not that far, then put up under the jail to live out his remaining years.
McKinnon said, Tez, I'm not even asking you to sell anyone out. I never asked for that. But sell the damn hoodie. I'm not gonna lie. I'd be half expecting McKinnon to just like send me something and be like, hey, it's mine now. Look, man, McKinnon, I'm like almost emotionally attached to this hoodie at this point. Like I have looked around.
But are you financially attached to it?
I sent McKinnon a link so he could buy one because you can only buy them secondhand now. You know, I was lucky enough to get mine brand new, but I sent him a link to buy one secondhand and he declined because he wants this one.
McKinnon finna send you a hanger in a box. Talking about some put it on here and put it back in the box. And send the box back to me, okay? What's this box with a hanger? What the fuck?
Get the shovel. Said, look, the law is the law. You break it, you pay, or you should.
Absolutely.
Well, Rocky said, get the shovel if somebody talks to their 14-year-old.
Yep.
Paul said, she did also Jesus is white, Santa is white. She said, don't tell her Adam and Eve were black. Oh my. He said he want your luck with the hoodie. Yeah, right. You don't want my luck. Just saying. So there goes there. People are always talking about their money, right? In their pocketbooks. And this is the part that I have the biggest problem with.
Mm-hmm.
Your pocketbooks should not change your morals.
Absolutely not.
And what I mean by morals is I think it's universally agreed upon in this country that dating 14-year-olds as a grown person is a bad idea.
Absolutely.
Engaging in physical conduct with them is a bad idea.
Absolutely.
Taking explicit photos of them is a bad idea.
Absolutely.
Engaging in orgies with them is a bad idea.
Absolutely.
Unaliving them is a bad idea.
Absolutely.
Threatening to burn their houses down is a bad idea.
Absolutely.
Okay, so we can all agree on that. The same people that are defending these actions are the same people that want your votes.
That's crazy.
So how can I then vote for these people in good faith? Because maybe I'll get a tax break. Maybe I'll get a tax break when they have been, and this has nothing to do with political alignment. Everyone involved should be penalized for what they've done. On both sides.
On both sides. Everybody, I mean, it's ridiculous. Everything that's coming out now. These young women are scarred for life. We've got to really sit down with our young people when they're coming up and let them know what is wrong in this sense. You know what I'm saying? It's hard. How can a teenager be that comfortable with an adult saying it's okay to do this? It's tough.
Our quote unquote black celebrity leaders are defending it. And that's where these people are coming in and saying, how can you defend somebody who said that it's okay because they were 14 and not 8?
It's not. You still are not. Your brain does not. Isn't it 25 when your brain fully matures?
That is the commonly accepted theory.
For men,
yes.
For men, it's like 25. For women, it's like 23 or something.
Right. So no.
So
even like a cougar, like a 30-year-old is not gonna date a 30-year-old woman is not gonna date an 18-year-old.
What you talking about dating?
They're not dating.
I'm talking. Yeah,
That's
I
what,
know.
you talking about relationship. They
I'm
ain't talking about
talking
none of that.
but
A
still, it's
relationship.
still-
They have
just-
trafficked these people.
They have
to
trafficked.
use
Yeah, I
them
understand
in their
that.
bodies in their youth, and they took pictures of it, and they had parties based around it, and some of them are missing, and then they filmed videos and sold them, and they blackmailed them for the rest of their lives.
Yeah, they ruin these people's lives, and it's ridiculous.
It's funny that the person that's defending this is also married to one of them.
I forget who it was, but they put Melania's advertisement on the internet again.
Oh, I saw.
Isn't she has a movie or something, a documentary coming out?
No, I was talking about her advertisement on the
Melania-
on the Rent a Bride sites.
Melania was on it.
Yeah, and they found her advertisement.
That's the only way he could get a woman anyways, is with his money and if he bought somebody.
How about the person that we're talking about, Nicki Minaj, is married to a convicted offender?
She's trying to get him pardoned.
Mm-hmm.
So let's talk about it for real. She's trying to get him pardoned by getting in bed with the people who were doing this, saying that it was okay because they were 14 and not 8. And 14 is a young enough age to where if they consent to doing it, they can. That's what she said.
Are you mixing stories together? Because he's talking about Megyn Kelly talking about that. I have no idea if that has anything to do with Nicki Minaj and
I'm
her.
talking about Nicki because Nicki's been on the same thing. You missed that part.
Are you talking about the Godfrey video?
Not just the Godfrey video, but Nicki Minaj has been on the same campaign.
She sat down with Erica Kurt.
Yeah, I saw that. I watched that. That's what I was like.
And they mentioned part of that, and that's what I went off on. I'll play it back. I got a little bit of time, just a little bit.
This little girl is over here losing her damn mind. The damn batteries died in a remote, and I got rechargeables.
Leave that baby alone. Let her be.
I was trying to get Miss Rachel fired up, but the damn thing, and then I had to sign in again on my phone. If you want to do like the Fire TV thing, I was like, I don't remember my login. Yo, you're gonna have to wait, man. You're gonna have to wait like 5-10 minutes, and then we can get a charge, and I could change the channel. But I can't change the channel right now. You're gonna have to hang out. She said.
Somebody said Minaj you later.
They talking about shitting on Candace Owens. They shitting on this chick, Erica Kirk. They were shitting on him. They're shitting on Tucker Kirk. They got all this infighting. Marjorie Taylor Greene like released the fucking thing. They just had a thing where he was said to have they just released something on the Epstein files where Trump is implicated in the rape of
John Lasseter was just telling me about it.
Yeah, he was
a postcard or something.
Yeah, they redacted it, but it's so much stuff. He got, but it ain't gonna matter. The people have already said that they're already debating what is underage. So Megyn Kelly was like, well, it's not like they were 8, they were 14. So now
that was wild. That sentence is insane. To say they were 14 as a justification
so when you look at this,
is insane.
I'm not even mad because
and also Megyn Kelly said that they were barely legal at 15.
You're trying to have a good faith conversation about policy with people who don't care. They're like, if he fuck kids, it's fine. If he murder people, it's fine. They killing the people. They was killing the people in with the double tap thing. The dudes from Argentina, the Jamaican, the Trinidadian dudes, the fishermen. They blew them up, murdered them with no evidences. They doing whatever the fuck they want to do. But again, it has always been that for African Americans, for Black people. They've always done exactly what they want to do since Eleanor Bumpers and Adeline Louima and everybody that they killed and shoved plungers up dudes' ass and murdered dudes and Sandra Bland and they've always done this. This is not new for us at all. The difference is now Somalians are getting that ass kicked, Cubans is getting their ass kicked, Asians are getting that, motherfuckers is getting snatched up. fucking ex-Marines and stuff and shit and that. And they
Yeah.
get shipped out.
Oh yeah, they're locking up ex people who fought for the country. They don't go.
They're
Oh,
doing it whatever the fuck but they've always done it.
what do you have to say there, Vishnu? You look
Bro,
like you have
what
nothing.
do you think, bro?
No, I mean, bro, they redacted like 80, they literally released like 18,000 sheets of documents with nothing in there. They got like a Trump.
But they just blacked it all out.
Yeah.
You see that? But they're on his ass.
And then
They
But
still,
they're
it was so much
So they
they still had
retract
stuff.
most of the information.
They're like
anyway.
they got
You know, they
him
release
on
it.
there big time. But
They
it's all
had it.
black guys, so you know it's guilty
Yeah.
shit.
Yeah.
So much.
Yeah, so I mean, we're gonna stop him there. If y'all want to check out Godfrey and see what Godfrey reacts to Nicki Minaj going full MAGA, you don't get invited to the barbecue no more. Go ahead and check out that video. We're gonna finish up talking about this right now. Look, I'm gonna say it. If you're in bed with these people, then you stand for what they stand for.
Yeah.
I totally understand one thing's to be more economically viable. I totally understand that, but I think that we're focusing on the wrong things when we talk about economic viability. Am I wrong here? I mean, somebody dissent.
What she thinks she gonna do with that person once they get once they get pardoned? You're gonna get deported. Well, you want due process? Why? You're illegal. What do you mean you're a citizen? We don't even care if you're a citizen. It doesn't matter. You're not getting due process.
Got bombed.
You're not getting due process anyway. It doesn't matter if you're a citizen.
Right.
I don't think people know what due process is.
Due process is your inalienable right, since we want to use that word so much, your inalienable right to have a court case, to have a trial, to stand in front of a judge, to be able to prove your innocence. You are allowed in this country, as last time I checked, you are allowed to, if someone accuses you of something, you're allowed to say, no, I didn't. and I can prove that I didn't. Or make them prove that I did.
And you have that right.
That's not how they're treating migrants. And let me tell you something, black and brown people, you may or may not be able to prove who you are because they may or may not give you due process. And that's what y'all are not putting together. Well, I ain't Mexican, so I'm gonna be good. No, but you're black, so you're Somali. See how that works? You're Somali now. You're Haitian. You're Haitian now.
Any reason?
You're not black no more. You're a Somali Haitian or Nigerian. You know, you could be any one of these dark-skinned people that are also going out of here.
We got some comments before we finish up today. Let's go back. It's gonna be wild, y'all. Scott said that's Tun's third wife book title. That's what my third wife said when she caught me with her sister. The sister is Tun's fourth wife.
Ooh, plot twist.
Was. Okay. Conversation with Soft Rain says, Tun, sorry to impede, but how many wives has you had?
Look, the world may never know.
Scott said, Pounder's wife, the woman of myth and legend, his third wife. Yeah. Me and Tez ain't buddy. We could be, but he's stubborn. I said, you just want my clothes. Tons of my I buy my jewelry from Walmart. No, Tons. Go Samurai. Did chat know Latinas are God's gift to mankind? Listen, chat. Ghost.
All women are God's gift to mankind.
Hey, I'm not saying nothing.
We know you like the Sandy Beach just said.
McKinnon said, I buy my jewelry from people who understand what profit means. Ton said, it's also where I get the sweet Godzilla. I got the sweet Godzilla hoodie. Diz said, hi, Scott. How was the cake? Scott said, good looking guy, talking about T.O. and Matt Barnes. We answered the question of why they were fighting. He said, I bought some of the best looking hoodies from Tez. Paul said, I don't care. My third wife didn't care who I dated.
No, that's when you were talking about he was dating some of the hottest women that were.
Yeah, you don't care. Yeah.
Why I care about that shit?
Diz said, I've only had a small slice. I've been back in a house for a few days, but things are looking up. It was good. You good? They talking to each other in that one. In it, pal. Yeah, thank you. He said, I've had all the wives at conversation with Soft Rain. He got the biggest chair though. He did get the biggest chair. Y'all noticed that he got the biggest chair. Does he not use an auto pen? Bread and butter's money's, isn't it?
Yeah.
said, I remember my father calling T.O. a thug when I was a kid, and I remember thinking, what do you know about T.O.? When I became an adult, I realized he knew everything he needed to know. T.O. was black. What's up, Scott from Diz? Yeah, they said, what's up to each other? I said, I'm good, thanks, Scott.
And again, just like Stephen A. Smith had his fucking crosshairs on Jasmine Crockett for no fucking reason.
Yeah.
Other than she was doing good out here. And he was like, no. And then I swear he just gets a little email and it says, hey, this black nail is sticking up too high. We need a black hammer to bring it down.
Right. Matt Barnes drove, Passport Co said, Matt Barnes drove 100 miles to beat somebody's ass over one of his chicks. That was his wife. He drove 100 miles to beat somebody for his wife. Yes, he did.
Matt Barnes will break your face. You better shut up.
He'll also pay thousands of dollars to make sure his name stays clear.
Don't give up, Scott. 6 divided by 2 equals 3, and 3 is the number of my third wife, so 26 is going to be it.
The numerology checks out.
We got Steiner math in the building.
He did. That's today's mathematics.
He said making a full-time pursuit is crazy in this world. Roxy said 0. Yes, 0. People just need to be nicer to each other. I agree, Scott. I heard barking in my house, but that was my third wife. Was the only one there. Yes, what's wrong with being polite and respectful? Roxy said adorable. The Zero origin story, says Tons of Mice.
I think we're caught up.
He said, I guess in another 10 years I'll get that hoodie. Gotta love a pup, bigger the better. Yeah, we did these already. Let's go down a little bit more. The law's the law. We did that one. He said, F that. I'll fly you over, get you a hotel room at the Four Seasons with the care package and tickets to whatever event you want to hand that hoodie over. This is for my wife, not me.
Whoa, Ted, that's a big offer, Ted.
My wife has seen every Godzilla movie, has all the Godzilla collection, and she needs it.
Ted, that is a huge.
So I don't want to get some random hoodie off the internet. There's no story attached to the hoodie. Said not selling McKenna your hoodie is a bad idea. Absolutely. Paul said, Jesus Jews. People don't like having hard conversations with our children these days.
Hey, McKenna. Hey, McKenna, slap me the money. I'll go get it.
I'll go get it. I will make a damn documentary about your refusal. I'll talk to
you. Will do it.
He's
not playing.
I can find it out. I will book us both on Stephen A to argue this out. I can do it. Get me on Stephen A. You can have this if you get me on Stephen A. Just get me on Stephen A. He said these effing politicians or power players profess morality to the hilt, but they have none themselves. I got all that we got through there. Ghost ain't lying. McKinnon said, whoa. Tons of Mice, that's my hoodie, and you know it.
No. Yeah, that's Tons of Mice's third wife in the chat.
Welcome
at Tons of Mice. That's my hoodie, and you know it.
Tons of Mice's third wife. Welcome.
She's here.
Look, before we get up out of here, I gotta tell you guys,
that's so funny.
There is somewhere else that you can see us and find us. I'm pretty sure that the boy Mikey will be there just because he likes to be at stuff. And
at what?
What I'm about to show you guys right now, Mikey. I gotta show you guys what's going on before it goes on. You know, I'm gonna play 2 advertisements for you guys. This is the Singles and Soulmates live event that we will be doing. The wonderful Conversations with Soft Rain will be there.
Yes,
you guys can see her in all of her glory. She is the first lady of the RSC. If you guys don't know what the RSC is, it is an entertainment group, and this is one of the things we're going to be doing.
You got that glow. And one thing they hate that glow is when you know you got that glow. They don't like that. They don't like that at all. So give them a reason to keep hating on us. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah, all up in rank. Step in the room, they paid away. I get treated like a milli tank. Southpaw like I'm really tank. I do things that they really can't. Envious, cause they really ain't. I'ma win any type of way. That's a parlay you could take to the bank. That's a parlay you could take to the bank. Know some people I love, put some smut on my name.
Look at Rain looking around, looking where she gonna buy me a drink.
Free. Right. I ain't going out like Gandhi, bet it won't be nobody next to me. Cause I'm watching the people I'm loving the most way more than the people I don't. The people that hurt me the most in this life be the people that's locked in my phone. They made a mistake, I gave them some grace. I make a mistake and they won't do the same. People be dishing out what they can't take and they take what they cannot get back to the game.
Yo, hit his ass, Tez.
That's Tez whooping blast with Tez.
I was about to say, swing on him, Tez.
Right. So if you guys didn't know, Soft Rain, myself, are part of the Raw Society Coalition. We will be doing some shows together, and we'll be doing shows in person. There's a Valentine's Day show planned for February 13th in Chicagoland.
Mm-hmm. The tickets are on sale right now at a sale price. There's only a set number of tickets for the sale price. And it's an intimate event, so there's only a set number of tickets for the event because the event is going to be small. We intentionally have it intimate. There's not going to be a whole bunch of people in there. You don't have to be worried about being shoulder to shoulder with somebody. We're going to have some good conversation. There's some good food at the Q bar, good drinks at the Q bar. And we want y'all to come on out and just have some fun with us.
Soft Rain, tell them what they're looking at.
This is the Raw Society Coalition. And it consists of myself, Conversations with Soft Rain, Tez at the Tezdown, the Classic Codes, Souls of Thought, and Uncle Plug TV. We are all this coalition. We make up the Raw Society Coalition. We have our own channels, but the Raw Society channel is the one that we need you absolutely to go subscribe. Subscribe to all of us, but please go over to our main channel because that's where most of our content is going to be posted and where we go live from. So please make sure you go over there. We are on Instagram, YouTube, TikTok, and X, and Facebook. Facebook, if you just search up the Raw Society Coalition, you go on there and follow us on there as well.
I like that. Guys, make sure y'all tap in with Conversations of Soft Rain. That is a separate channel as well that she told you. Make sure you guys check in with Conversations with Soft Rain. She's had some really interesting conversations on there lately, and I've been watching. So she does have her own channel. Make sure you guys check out her channel. It's Conversations with Soft Rain all over the internet. And last but not least, I gotta definitely make sure that I throw this in there. You guys go ahead and tap in with the BIM podcast. Mikey, what happens on the BIM podcast?
Nothing. No, I'm just playing. You can find your favorite newsboys, the headliners, me and Tim Bristol, where we can break down everything from a political and politics broken down with a political scientist right there on screen with you. Huh? Is that legal? No. Why is it legal? Because it violates rules such and such and so and so. That's what you can get from us. And we make fun of people because it's fun to make fun of people, especially bad people. Making fun of bad people is my new favorite hobby. If you'd like to hang out with that, check out the headliners on Tuesdays and Thursdays at 11 a.m. Central. Do it. Push the button. Push it. And Miss Elby wants to know if I can sneak her past the border. I could totally sneak you into the border. Totally. I could do that. I got means and ways.
Oh.
Because we're gonna go to the event. I'm gonna take Gina.
Thank you guys for seeing everybody that came in from Twitch today. I truly appreciate you. You guys are used to this guy, TRC Tezzy Shade 24. That's me. So don't be confused. Don't be confused. That's me on there, and I definitely will be doing my thing on there in the very near future. I do plan on coming back and playing some video games when there is time. So you guys will get a double dose of me when it's time to get a double dose of me. We do love me some me, as you guys saw from Terrell Owens. But I want to say thank you to all the Bensters that came out. Thank you for everybody that came to see Conversation with Soft Rain and myself, the Tezdown. And I am Tez.
Hi, Tez.
24. It's been 24. You know what that means? I'm going to catch you guys in another 24. We are out for the day. Thank y'all.
I'm the Tez. I'm the Tez.
Welcome to the Tezdown. Welcome.
I'm the Tez.
Mic check 1 2. Welcome. Welcome to the Tezdown.
Party time.